What's up, everybody? Holy shit! I'm back. I have arrived. The greatest show on the internet. The Theme Trip Show. What's up, everybody? Oh, man. I'm feeling bad for Alex. I'm Team Alex all the way now. Sorry. Get mad. Cry about it. I'm Team Alex all the way now. Because it's turned into another one of these just full-blown attacks from the same old crowd, the Nick Fuentes, Jake Shields crowd. We're going to be covering a little bit of the Jake Shields. I've talked about Jake Shields before. I've never seen somebody more dumb in my entire life than Jake Shields. Maybe Hassan Piker. Possibly. Jake Shields is a moron. I'm sorry. The dude's got very few brain cells left. And the brain cells he does have suffer from a very bad case of CTE. That's not just his brain that's got CTE. It's every brain cell in his brain has CTE. But yeah, it's become one of those things where it's like, well, you don't call out the Jews enough. You don't call out. I mean, he had Nick Fuentes on the show. He had Jake Shields on the show. He let them spill their fucking shit. But everything is just reverting back to, oh, you don't call the Jews out enough. It's always the same thing, dude. It's like these people are never happy. Like, they'll kiss your ass, but then, like, the second you don't go hard enough on the Jews, they turn on you. Again, I'm very suspicious. I'm very suspicious of the possibility that a lot of bots are pushing this shit. I don't want to get into this whole spiel again. I've done it before. I think a lot of you guys probably saw the episodes where I talked about how I felt about Nick Fuentes and their entire Groyper fucking retard movement that discredit the actual real issues that are at the heart of a lot of what they're talking about. It's like real issues are attached to it, but then they discredit it and they make it to where it's like, it makes it to where all of us that are out there saying like, yeah, we do have a corrupt government. Yeah, we do have a government that's selling out to foreign interests. Yeah, we need to stop sending money and allowing politicians to fucking be influenced by foreign interests in our government, in our economy, yada, yada, yada. We need to get rid of that. You discredit that message when you just go, the Jews, oh, you're not calling out the Jews enough. I got to name the Jew. You got to name the Jew. Blah, 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 blah. And then now it's like Patriot Front is not a Fed op all of a sudden. Excuse me? Okay. All right, guys. This is why I think you're feds, because it's like, dude, you couldn't run a better Fed op to discredit the real America First movement that is calling out real issues having to do with real corruption within our government. But then you just like, no, it's all about the Jews. Gotta call the Jews. Jews. It's like, you fucking people are either crazy, you're fucking crazy, or yeah, you're either a bot or you're just a Fed op or a useful idiot. There's a lot of useful idiots. They're not all bots, obviously. A lot of useful idiots. But yeah, so Jake Shields and Alex have been going at it. Definitely 100% Alex side. I'm on Team Alex. It was hard for me with Alex and Owen because I like both of them. It was hard to pick a side. But when it comes to Alex and Jake Shields, I definitely have no problem being Team Alex. We'll start with this. Alex is responding to his viral rant on Owen, and he actually apologizes, which I think is a good look because I think he went too hard on Owen. I think there's a bit of a Streisand effect here too, where he went so hard that it's actually bringing him more hate now. It would have been better if he would have went the high road, maybe calmly kind of disputed some of Owen's claims about not getting a raise, yada yada yada. But yeah, he just kind of lost it, and he's actually apologized. We'll play that real quick, and then we'll get into the latest shit with him and Jake Shields. They're trying to say like, oh, he fired Owen because Owen was calling out Epstein and Mossad and was calling out the Jews. And it's like, I don't really think that's it. First of all, I don't even think he fired him. Owen walked out. Again, you can cope all you want, but in the big boy world, when you walk out of off the job, you just leave out of nowhere. You're usually not going to be asked to come back at that point. So he walked off, and then he says, well, Alex wouldn't give me a week to say my goodbyes. And so he turns it into like, now he got fired. No, Owen quit. He didn't get fired. He fucking quit. So it's just a bunch of bullshit, dude. Let me pull up the right shit here before we get going. Smash the thumbs up. I'd appreciate it and get this going out to more people. Thank you, everybody that showed up. I'm sure we'll have a lot of angry people in the comments today. It's usually what happens. Unsubscribed. I'm not a Fed. See, everybody's already mad. I'm not a Fed. Oh no. Pink Trip is he's not calling out the Jews enough. Shut up. Unsubscribe. Have fun. Let me pull up the right screen. But anyway, yeah, welcome to all the regulars. Hope you guys are doing good. Let me pull up the right full screen react. Here we go. So this is Alex apologizing for what happened with Owen, dude.
I was emotional yesterday because I've known Owen 10 years, and he was a completely different person 10 years ago, and even 7 years ago. Funny, smart, hilarious, cool, a great guy to hang out with. And then even before he went to prison, he stopped ever wanting to hang out with any of us, really. And he got very, very cold and very, very angry. And no matter how much support we gave him or what we did, he just got more and more, I would just say, dark. But the reason...
Yeah, to defend Owen on this one, I did listen to a little bit of Mersh last night. And when Mersh was at InfoWars, because I think he did Harrison's show, probably Owen's show as well, in Austin, he said that Owen went out with, like, the whole crew went out. Owen went out. Owen hung out with everybody. So, I don't know. The darkness and all that might just be specifically for Alex. I do think that these guys really started to fucking hate each other by the end. Like, they just could not stand each other. But yeah, according to Mersh, there's a little bit of a different story there.
I got so pissed was once I saw what he said and did, I could see the setup. I know how the media works, and I know it's not stupid. Because he would imply he was being censored, but later say he wasn't censored. I know he's mad I criticized Trump, and he's losing White House access. None of that's true. And, you know, lots of stuff like that, and then outright things that aren't true. You know, I haven't gotten a raise since 2018, so I got a fundraise. Well, if almost having your salary doubled in those years, 3 raises is, I got his financials right here, you know, his the numbers. I mean, I've got the spreadsheet on what he's been paid. I got the tax forms we file, but I'm not going to, you've noticed he hasn't come out and challenged that. And I noticed when I watched a lot of the 5.5 hours in different tranches, it made me so angry, of the show he did Monday night. I haven't had a raise since 2018. I mean, I think it's 2018. Let me check that. And I make a phone call, and they're like, pull it up. And they go, no, he got almost double his salary in those years.
And people keep saying 30 grand a month. I haven't seen anything that backs that up. So that would seem like it almost seems too good to be true to be making that much.
$5 on Matt Kim's Live. He said Alex Jones people asked to have him fill in, now that there's a show gap. He declined and said InfoWars/Alex has changed.
Matt Kim, that sounds familiar. Yeah, I don't think he's changed. He's the same guy. If any way he changed, he let more fucking of these Nick Fuentes types have a voice on his show. And this is what he gets. And like, I saw this coming. Like, you can't play with that crowd because that crowd does not play well with others. So you let them in, you let Nick Fuentes speak his mind, and it doesn't matter. They're still going to attack you non-fucking stop. You know, Nick will say the right things on his show, and he'll be like, oh, his whole crowd is just nonstop attacking Alex. That's what you get for playing with that crowd. I get it too. Just because I want to talk about some of these subjects and I speak my mind and I'm like, your strategy is bad. Like, if you actually want to solve the problems that we all can see and actually want to fix that have to do with our government being corrupt, your strategy for that is actually fucking backwards. And it actually discredits the actual claims to, like, if I was the mafia and I was fucking, you know, let's pretend like, because it kind of is like this. Let's pretend like an organized crime group took over the government. Like, you think they're not going to be proactive in trying to stop the movements that come up to try to call them out and be like, we got to get rid of this corruption? And then you play right into their hands and you act just like somebody they would plant into a movement to discredit it. And I'm not supposed to say anything. I know a lot of people get that message. You hear it left and right. Like, people get the message, but it's like the bots that just cry about that message and then go, oh, you're just protecting the Jews in Israel. It's overwhelming. That's why you get suspicious. It's like, oh, how is like the population all become fucking, you know, call out the Jew types? Is that what's going on? Or are these bots? Or is it just you can't talk about these topics without these people jumping in and just fucking overwhelming the conversation to be about the Jews, rather than like, hey, yeah, you know, Israel's probably taking advantage of our corrupt government like everybody else would. We need to solve that problem. We need to get unattached to all these foreign entities, and we need to actually focus on solving the corruption within our government. And then that message pisses them off because it's not a message of just Jews. So sorry to disappoint you, you little groiper. Oh, almost dropped the F-bomb. Can't drop F-bombs. Ooh, that was a close one. I don't know if you can say the F-bomb now. I think some people get away with it. I know you can on Twitch. But that word's always there. It's always ready to come out. It's always just like a couple of fucking seconds away from coming out my mouth. So I got to be careful. But then you got Nick Fuentes kissing Gavin Newsom's ass. Talking about how Gavin Newsom's like, it sounds like he wants to vote for Gavin. I think he's gay for Gavin Newsom. I think that's what it is. I think Nick's just like, oh God, Gavin Newsom's so fucking hot, dude. I'm voting for the guy I want to suck his dick. That's what it is. Whoever's dick I want to suck, that's who I'm voting for. It's like you couldn't pick a fucking worse politician to kiss their ass than Gavin fucking Newsom. Give me a break, dude. So, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Like, I mean, I think Nick's a Fed. It wouldn't surprise me that at some point they do try to fucking co-op that little movement and get them to switch to Democrats because Democrats have the white candidates. It's like, what the fuck? I mean, the races do belong in the Democratic Party. That's where they belong. So they would be going home in a way. And that'd be great. I'd have no problem with that. Go vote Democrat. Go vote Democrat. You belong there. You belong with the Democrats. You're identity obsessed. Identity politics becomes your number one thing to where you don't even care about how terrible of a fucking politician somebody is, just that they're the right skin color and they didn't marry an Indian chick. And I don't give a fuck about Vance. I'm not impressed with Vance, but it's fucking weird, man. It's fucking weird. And boy, you know, if they were to plant some shit like this to discredit, I mean, honestly, we're cooked. There's no way of winning now. Like these people that are in charge, that are trying to protect their little corrupt scheme, they're 10 steps ahead of everybody. And if they're smart, they would be using bots. They would be inflating voices that are pretend to be on your side, but aren't really on your side and just discredit your message. And then inflating bots to push those people up and make them, you know, a big part of the movement. Meanwhile, all the honest actors, you attack them with your bots and you fucking push them down on in the algorithm because those are the real threats. Those are all the games I would be playing if I was a corrupt fucking piece of shit trying to protect my little racket. But yeah, no, guys, it's just crazy what I'm saying. It's all crazy. I'm just a crazy person. Get back to Alex. Did he apologize yet? I got to pay more attention.
And I go pull up the bonuses. I was like, yep, top bonuses in the company. And they're everywhere, all over the place saying, I fired Owen. And I did it because he was exposing Israel. And he was connecting Epstein to Mossad. I talked about Epstein and Mossad 15, 16 years ago. So they just make this up. And that's what I said to the crew on Monday night. I said, this is deliberate. This is all vague and nebulous so that he's not technically saying he was censored. And at the other show says he wasn't censored, but makes statements that he was basically censored. And that, quote, paraphrase it, I didn't let him come back because I was mad at him. No, it's like you quit and you just try to put me over a barrel. You know, if you're desperate, you can pay me more. Why did you just ask for a raise? I would have said we can't because of the bankruptcy, but you've been getting these bonuses. And he gets to do his own show, another place, and all that stuff. It was really nasty. The main reason I got mad, other than the fact that I could see, I couldn't watch. The first night I couldn't watch much of it. I watched more the next day, hours of it, and it was just before I went on. When I have other things to do, I didn't work out because I just had to watch it. And I could see the scripting and him repeating things and looking down. And I was like, man, this is a plan to like be the hero. We're the censors. He's the victim, to springboard himself. And I said, he thinks I'm going to come on air and yell at him. Oh, I hope Alex doesn't get mad at me. All of it. Well, guess what? You got what you wanted. Because I'm going to go with what's genuine and how I really see it and how I feel. And it is a major betrayal.
It was a win entertainment factor wise. It was one of the most entertaining rants I've seen from Alex in a long time. So in that case, it was a W because, my God, was it fun to watch. But overall, strategically, it probably wasn't the right move. It had a bit of a Streisand effect. probably drove more people to defend Owen. Would have been better to play the high road, but entertainment wise, huge W.
But the other big reason I got mad was we are under.
They could be unstoppable. John Mares, welcome to the team, John Mares. Be Unstoppable. Hope you're doing good. Guys, you got to check out Be Unstoppable's. He's got a new water company. We got to support the community here. So if you're in, where are you at, Be Unstoppable, Georgia? If you're in Georgia and you need a water system, he said he'll cut you a deal if you're part. And this is not, I'm not even paid to do this. He's a loyal viewer. He said if you're a Pink Trip fan and you need a water system, by the way, the water, you guys need to get that shit tested so you can find out how dirty your actual fucking water is. Most people don't know. Your water is dirty as fuck. So you get one of these systems, the water softener, fucking filter, all that. It's beautiful. Go to my Discord, talk to Unstoppable. He'll cut you a deal
hey,
if you need a water system.
$2. This Alex/Showing thing is a drama distraction.
Yeah, everything is I mean, this whole show is a drama distraction. Everything I do is a drama distraction. This show is supposed to be fun, and it is a bit of a drama distraction, but it does matter to me because I like both of these guys, and it's like the ultimate WWE type shit, you know. Like you got two wrestlers that everybody loves who have been fighting side by side, and then one day, boom! All of a sudden, they turn and they're fighting on each other, and it's like, oh, everything, dude. You can learn so much about life through pro wrestling. So much of life mirrors pro wrestling. And like what the crowds are interested in, and anyway, yeah, it's fun. That's why we do it. It's fun. And did I miss anything? Did I miss a super chat while I was ranting like a madman? Oh no, I got it. Okay.
Massive assault.
Thank you guys. Yeah, we don't have to play. This is another 53-minute video. Basically, he apologized for the cussing, which is like, who cares about the cussing, Alex? Who cares about the cussing? I think if there's anything he should apologize for, it's probably calling. And I guess he does feel like Owen is a traitor because he's trading InfoWars, but I don't think that's fair. As much as Owen, sacrificed for the company and as much as he went through for the company, I don't think it's fair to call him a traitor. But overall, I am leaning more towards being on Team Alex the more time goes by. And then, Jake Shields gets involved. Jake Shields never misses an opportunity to get involved. And you guys are saying, like, what does this have to do with Nick Fuentes? I mean, these are all Nick Fuentes' fucking underlings, dude. These are his fucking low-level captains, Like, let's not pretend they're not. This is the Nick Fuentes crowd.
And then Jake Shields shows a video.
Let me skip to 5 minutes. This is one thing that gets annoying about Alex's stuff is he plays a little clip, and then it cuts to the beginning, and then it's like, you end up having to watch the same thing twice. So I'm just going to cut to it. I think it's like 5 something like that.
I'm so pissed off. That's why I'm so pissed off.
There we go. That's the right spot.
Because, even Harrison this morning said he was getting text messages and calls. Oh, yeah, you and your boss censored Owen because he exposed Epstein. And Harrison, of course, is insulted by that because he's been exposing that before any of these people. And he gets it now. He's been drafted. He's been scripted. He's been volunteered by them to be a villain. And he's like, Alex exposed that 15 years ago. And he sends them the video, and they don't even care. They put more videos out because it's about them being the heroes and we're the bad people. They're not trying to save the country. They're trying to differentiate themselves and say, that person's a censor. That person didn't give me a raise. That person suppressed me. That person's bad. When none of that's true. But I mean, just put the Jake Shields thing on. That's just one of the things I just got texted. And he's on YouTube with the headline, Alex Jones fires Owen Shroyer. And then he shows a clip from a month ago. I sent it to you. Can you put it up, please? I put it on my phone, I guess. I sent it to you. I'll do it. I'll put it on my phone. Sorry.
Someone's referencing in the comments about that style of editing where you put like a little clip at the beginning of it. The reason people do it is because it actually works, because people have such short attention spans. If you don't put something like really attention grabbing at the beginning, so if you have like a 10-minute clip, you put like the most entertaining spot of that 10-minute clip at the beginning, so that you have a chance of people not just clicking on your video and then diving out the moment it's like not immediately like bang, 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 bang. So yeah, it's a recommended editing technique that YouTube, everybody recommends because it keeps people from dropping out at the beginning of the video. But it is annoying, but it's the fault of the audience and having such a short fucking attention span, which I'm that way too, you know? I'm part of that audience with the short attention span. It's like, give it to me now or I'm out.
Since we can. Well, I sent it during the break. But, you know, this is the type of stuff that we deal with. You know, I have this neurotic thing. I got to show you everything. And then Jake Shields shows a video of him on Owen a month ago. He was also on this show. And says, look, I said this on Owen. This is why we're banned. He knows full well he asked him on the show. He knows full well he came on my show for an hour and said all the same stuff. Then I said, oh.
This is the stupid part. Like, they want to pretend like Alex didn't have them on their show and let them speak their minds, didn't censor them, actually made them look good, had them be able to reach the InfoWars audience and pull people from that audience. And now it's like it's never enough, dude. It's never enough. Until you go full fucking Hitler, it's never enough. And they'll say, that's not true, that's not true. Dude, I've seen it left and right. That's what you guys want. You want full fucking Jew obsession. You want like, just like, even if you do it, but you don't go hard enough, you're still fucking a bought and paid for shill. There's no winning with that crowd, dude. There's no winning. You have to literally set yourself and your career and your entire political movement on fire and destroy it in order to make that crowd happy. Seems like bots to me, dude.
You're in town.
Because it's smart, because people are fucking very influenced by the crowds. It's crowd psychology. So if you can put a bunch of bots in there to make it look like the crowd's moving this way, people will follow that fucking crowd. It's brilliant, really. This is why we're cooked. They're 100 steps ahead of us. We're just a bunch of idiots that follow crowds who just want entertainment. Myself included in that, by the way. Don't think I'm talking just about you. I'm that idiot too. We all are. It's fucking how we're built as humans. And they take advantage of that. And they're always going to be 10 steps ahead of us. So at this point, you should just do like Owen Benjamin. Just build a fucking house out in the woods, get some sheep, become self-sufficient, and just fuck off from society, because there's no winning this game. We're cooked.
You should go on Owen. That turns into...
Yeah, I'm blackpilling tonight. I'm sorry.
...into me suppressing him. Me platforming him, and getting him on Owen's show.
God, obviously, everybody's not a bot. If you're watching this show, clearly you're not a bot, okay? If you're watching this show, there are 0 bots that watch my show. So if you watch this show, I am not talking about you. You're clearly not a bot. You are a real boy, okay? You might be a useful idiot, but we all can be useful idiots. It's okay. It's all right. I forgive you. But you're clearly not a bot. So settle down. Settle down. Let's not pretend like there's not a lot of fucking bots, though. Go do a little research. Let's not pretend like this isn't a real thing and a real tool to be manipulated to actually manipulate public opinion on things. But okay, if you're not a bot, I'm sorry. Anybody in this show obviously is not a bot. You're the greatest people on the internet.
Suppressing the truth.
I could be a bot, Petra. You don't know that.
Now, he's since changed his tune.
I could easily be a bot.
But there it is, right there.
I'd be the prettiest damn bot you've ever seen, though. Okay?
No, show that one.
Right?
Alex Jones fires Owen Shroyer for exposing Mossad Epstein operation. The guy calls and wants to come on. We have him on uncensored. He says whatever he wants. I book him on Owen, which I didn't make Owen do. I said, hey, we're going to go on that show. And then I am censoring him in the operation I set up and built. And Owen is fired because Jake Shields came on. All about Jake Shields being a peacock and being a victim and being avant-garde and being so incredibly cool and so amazing that Netanyahu called me up and said, fire Owen, which I didn't do.
I'm going to play a clip of Alex and Jake Shields debating whether Patriot Front is real. Jake Shields is so stupid. Everybody agreed Patriot Front was a bunch of fucking feds. All of a sudden now I'm going to call it the Nick Fuentes crowd, because that's who you fucking people are. All of a sudden, like, oh no, Patriot Front's not a Fed up. Oh no. And then Jake Shields is so dumb. He's like, I met some of them and I met their family. Yeah, like Feds don't have families, shithead. I met their families. They're really nice guys. Yeah, that proves they're not Feds.
And
fucking,
I'm not singling him out. I'm saying, what is wrong with you people? Why do you have this obsession with making it up that other people are suppressing you? Like I've said 100 times or more, 1,000 times, I don't like what Israel does. I exposed USS Liberty before most people were born. I've interviewed more. I've exposed the Levant affair and the King David bombing and Netanyahu and 9/11 and all of it. 30 years ago, 25 years ago, I don't have to prove myself to these people.
No, Alex, you got to go spurg out more. You don't spurg out enough, Alex. You got to spend 2 hours just spurging about the Jews. Okay, that's what you got to do. That's what's gonna save America, Alex. I mean, you would make a bunch of these assholes who are like constantly criticizing you. You would make them happy, but not for long. They'd find something else to fucking complain about.
But they have to constantly manufacture events that aren't real so that they can be the good guy and say, I am the good man. I am the good man. And Alex Jones is covering up. And so that's my issue. I'm like, these people asked to come here. I go, sure, I'll do an interview with you. And they get here and they say whatever they want. And then Owen quits and implies he's fired over this. They put out the headline saying it. And I'm just like, why would I ever get near any of these people? And this was a joke bit. I said, I'm going to come in, because it was always part of the show doing this, and no one act like they didn't like it. I said, I'm going to come in and say, we've got to cover up for Israel. It was a joke video.
Yeah, people are sharing that around like it's a genuine thing, like Alex was being 100% serious. Yeah, I mean, yeah, truth doesn't matter to any of these people.
And I knew the mentally ill people once I did that with
yeah, Flair. John has his bouts. I mean, he's autistic. It's what autistic people do. They you know, they have their moments. They get triggered, and you got to let him just do his thing. He'll calm back down. People get so mad anytime I mention John. I can't even mention him. People get mad.
Nick Fuentes and Owen. I knew they would do that, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to still do my funny stuff that any idiot who knows anything would understand. If you're covering it for Israel, you don't put Nick Fuentes on your show, and then, which Owen got really mad about, because I always, when I have a big guest, I go, hey, did you guys book him on this? I was like, how long are you here? And he said, well, I'm leaving in a couple hours. Well, can you delay it? Well, yeah. Well, let's call Owen and see if he wants you on. I tell the producer, hey, ask Owen if he wants Nick on. That's censorship of Owen. To say, hey, I've got a big guest. Would you like him on your show? And Owen talks about it. He said, he was always trying to make me have guests on. No, he's been here 10 years, 9 years, knew him 10 years ago. He knows that we have a guest we offer to the other show if they're here. So having Jake Shields on my show to say whatever he wanted and on Owen's is censorship. And then when Owen quits, they lie and say he's fired because Jake Shields came on, so Jake Shields can jump on the bandwagon of what Owen's doing. And not only is Owen censored by the big Netanyahu operative Alex Jones, but I, the great Jake Shields, am. And Jake Shields, when he watches this, he won't even care that everybody knows he's a liar. Because in his brain that is so unfortunately damaged, or whatever it is, maybe it was like that before, he just wants.
I love the Spider-Man meme with the Fed shit. Because it's so true, you know, I'm guilty of it, but I think I actually have a better fucking logical, I think I'm right. You know, everybody thinks they're right. I think I'm right when I call the people I call that are feds. What's funny is the people that I call feds are the same people that are calling everybody else feds and Israel fucking, shills and all this. But then when you call them a fed, it's like, how dare you? How dare you? It's like you do that all day long. This is what you do with everybody that you disagree with. You call them a Fed, an Israeli shill, a fucking. But then when we do it to you, how dare you? How dare you? Well, actually, you're the ones that do act like the most like Feds. You do. Yeah, there's a lot of. I mean, we're finding out like David Pakman was getting $8,000 a month from this company. That's a pretty big scandal right now, where like a lot of these Democrat fucking influencers are paid by this company. We'll probably dive into that on another episode. And then also today we're finding out a bunch of X accounts that are pretty huge are being paid by India to promote pro-India stuff. Dude, this is only the tip of the iceberg. This is just a little bit that comes out that we see. Like, imagine how many influencers are fucking just getting paychecks from this group or that group to push this or push that. I just want to know where my paycheck is. Okay? I don't get a paycheck. I just get shadow banned, throttled, and a bunch of fucking angry people in my comment section. Where are the bots for me? Where's my fucking company that's going to come give me $8,000 a month and provide me with a bunch of bots to make everything look great? I want my money too, dude.
Wants attention, period. That's not leadership. That's not what we should be doing. When we oppose Israel, we should do it from a place of reality and of stopping war and stopping genocide and justice, not in stunts. I could pick fights with other talk show hosts all day, and you notice I almost never do it.
Well, you should do it more because it's a lot of fun, dude. Just, stick to the ones that really deserve it, Like the Ben Shapiro's. Like, imagine if he went after David Pakman or he went after, like, Kyle Kulinski. That'd be fun. That'd be fun. It'd be good for the views, dude. I'm telling you, people would love it. Alex, we need more feuds. We need more.
Years go by before I go after somebody else that's supposedly a patriot. Because it's destructive. But I can't have people that I have literally supported and pushed sit there and cast me and my crew, and this operation is under such attack and barely hanging on, as the villains. And I can give you example after example after example. AP, Reuters, Yahoo, front page, Jones fires Shroyer for attacking Trump. All of it not true. And Owen, when he was all vague and did all that, knew exactly what he was doing. He knew the crew never saw that or witnessed that. He knew it wasn't true. So he had to do it in like, well, I know Alex is mad and didn't want me there because I was talking about Trump. No, I didn't care less.
It's crazy. Is Harrison has been one of the biggest, he's probably even bigger than Owen with calling out Israel and naming the Jew and all that. And they're all attacking Harrison now. Like, Harrison is like some Israeli shill, right? It's so funny how it works, dude. Poor Harrison. Look, I can't say I didn't see this coming. And for the people out there that like to say that I'm not smart, I'm low level, you guys can say what you want. I have a very good track record for those that have been paying attention for long enough. Okay? All right? Like the people that go, oh, why do you want to talk about 2020 so much? Well, you're so obsessed with the fucking pandemic. Yeah, I wonder why it bothers you when I talk about 2020. Maybe you one of those people who are like sucking the government's dick and like totally fine with our freedoms being fucking thrown out the window. Yeah, you'd like for us to forget about that, right? Very convenient. Very convenient how you want me to forget about one of the biggest fucking injustices done into the American people by our government. There's been a lot of them, but this is one of the biggest ones. But stop talking about it. Just forget about it. Okay, I'm sure if we went back to 2020, you were probably wearing your mask and telling people to get their vaccine and shaming people for not getting their vaccine. That's why you want me to forget about it. It's convenient. Very convenient.
I said, attack Trump all you want. It gets boring when you just do it for 3 hours. I said it on air to him, debating him. I said, can we cover some of the positive stuff? Me having my opinion is not censoring someone. But see, everybody knows that if you can be better than Alex Jones, if you can be pure, if you can make him the villain, well, then you're the hero. Why don't you just be a hero? I'm not in competition with you. Why do you need to make me a bad person and tell lies so that you can be the good person? So that's why I was so pissed. And that's why I was so angry. Because I saw it coming. I knew it was coming. And then it came even worse than I thought it would. Because these people think they're smarter than us. And it's disgusting. I tried to cover up Israel by having Jake Shields on my show and his. And then when Owen quit, he was really fired because Jake Shields was on. I'm not singling him out. He's just the one example I was going to give you because I can't show you them all. I already did a bunch.
So they even had, I think Harrison had Jake Shields on. They had a little debate about it. Yeah, so Harrison's now a bad guy too because he's still at InfoWars. So, you know, he's a bad guy now. You got to leave InfoWars and attack Alex, and then they'll all love you, Harrison.
Speech. So yeah, that's why I talk shit on him. The guy doesn't stand for free speech, and he won't name the Jew and blames the globalists. He didn't talk about the Jews.
See, this is all they care about. This is this fucking low-level thinking bullshit. Name the Jew. What does that even mean? Name the Jew. You're not naming the Jew. You mean calling out like the actual issue? But I have to name the Jew? Like, what does that even mean? That's just some fucking weird-ass purity test. Like, oh, you're not naming the Jew enough. So I can have the exact same solutions as you, or like acknowledge the same problems, or I don't even know if you acknowledge these problems, because these are the same people who are kissing fucking Gavin Newsom's ass now. Like they're so, it's so weird. Like I get it, Trump's not been great, but it's like they find anything to attack Trump over, and everybody's better than Trump, to the point now where you're like, oh look, Gavin Newsom's got a beautiful white family. I mean, but yet you have a track record, a proven track record for how terrible this guy is, and you're going to kiss his ass? Talk all the shit you want about Trump. Trump is a million times fucking better than Gavin Newsom. But, oh, he's not hard enough on Israel for you, so you're going to ignore everything else and then be like, oh, but like Gavin Newsom's not going to be fucking the same way, and even worse. He's not going to bring DEI back in. He's not going to fucking flood the country with more illegal immigration. It's so weird. But yeah, I'm sure Nick was just joking, right? He doesn't really it was all a joke. I just don't understand his high-level comedy as he fucking tries to get everybody to suck Gavin Newsom's dick. It's comedy, guys. I don't understand it. That's what it is.
All right, I'm gonna be real blunt with you, Jake. And this is not me telling my opinion. I'm gonna tell you right now. Alex Jones thinks that if you just talk shit about the Jews on social media, that's just low-hanging fruit to rile up dummies to make money off of like just talking shit.
I agree, and I think it's probably even worse than that. I think it's a big part of it is it's a fed op to discredit the real movement that actually scares the people that are running their little grift in the government. It's a way to fucking discredit the actual message at the heart of it, which is, hey, we have a corrupt fucking government. Because that's the real message at the heart of it. If to you the real message at the heart of it is, it's the Jews, you're a fucking moron. The real message at the heart of it is we have a corrupt fucking government and we have to solve that. And we got all the things that come with the corrupt government. They have their hands out to anybody willing to fucking put money. They will sell out to anybody. And the last person they give a shit about is the actual people electing them. That's the heart of the problem. And we're not going to solve it, unfortunately. Guys, it's not gonna, I don't see it getting solved anymore. Trump's part of the problem. He's not willing to go in hard enough, to be honest. He's not willing to go in hard enough, as of yet, to actually solve these problems. You have to go into some dark territories that people are not comfortable with the president doing, but that's what you would need to do to solve problems like this. So yeah, it's not going to get solved, and they're so much smarter. They have so much more funding. They think more steps ahead than everybody else. How are we going to solve this problem? We're all a bunch of idiots.
He just doesn't respect that as an angle. Now, you sound like you know what you're talking about, and you definitely have learned a lot more than when you first started. And you don't sound like it sounds like you're in it for the right reasons, and it sounds like you.
I don't agree with that.
You got.
I think Jake just started getting some attention as soon as he started talking about Israel and started talking about the Jews. Like that crowd will jump quick and be like, "You're the greatest! I love you!" And he started getting some attention. And he's like, oh, if I just keep talking about this and everybody shows up and everybody loves me, and he's audience captured. He's a moron, though, who doesn't think for himself, in my humble opinion.
Your head's screwed on straight and you got your heart in the right place, man. It sounds like you care about this country. You care about the kids in Palestine. And I'm not trying to insult you, but I'm just saying that's why Alex Jones said that, man. The reason why Alex Jones said that is because people do just talk about the Jews as a low-hanging fruit grift. And he's saying we don't need more of that. That's all he was trying to say.
But I think if you've been one of the most censored people ever, you should fully stand for free speech and free. Because Elon Musk also, by taking your check mark, that means you get deboosted. He says that you can't write more than 180 characters. There's all kinds of things I can't do.
Man, the Democrat side must be loving this because they were like, oh, free speech. This is what happens. You give people free speech. Next thing you know, it's a bunch of Nazis everywhere taking over everything. And then Elon comes in, buys X, and you turn around and it's like everywhere you look, it's people like Jake Shields just obsessively talking about Jews. And you're like, damn, how convenient is that? But I'm not supposed to be suspicious that this is a fucking fed up. I'm not supposed to be. It's like, dude, I forgot who said it, but he said it perfectly. It was like they've pushed this message that like we're all Nazis on the right, and but they had an actual like supply issue where they're like they said there was Nazis, but you could look, there's no Nazis, and now that they actually have the supply to back up their. He said it so much more better than I did. I wish I would have saved the clip, but essentially you're just like playing right into their hands, dude. It's so weird, and it's like. I'm not supposed to say anything and go, oh, this is just really weird. It sure seems like this would be the perfect fucking fed op to discredit America first, to make it all about the Jews. And yeah, and then when you say it, it's like everybody acts like you're crazy. Well, not everybody, but you know, the usual suspects acts like you're crazy. And how dare you say that? But yet all day long, they're calling everybody else a Fed and a fucking, but you say it about them. Oh, you're crazy. You're insane.
Do that other people can do. And I think, you know, if I stood up for his free speech, he should stand for free speech. I think.
No, I get it. Died from bored. You fucking dumbasses don't get it. You really don't. And it's very convenient that you don't, which is what makes me think you're a bot. Because you're not even working after your own interests. You're not working towards achieving your own interests. You're actively discrediting your own interests and sabotaging anything actually being done about the things you care about. And I'm the one who doesn't get it? Wow, how retarded can you be in this day and age? I wonder.
I know.
But I mean, but the problem with this, the problem I have with like even arguing this, I don't know what the context of the statement was. Did he just one day came out and just like said, by the way, I think Jake Shields should have his verification away. Like, it wasn't off the handcuff. Was
verification. I don't know the exact thing. Someone sent it to me, but it's like, yeah, it's fine. We lose our verification basically because we just like talk about the Jews. So like free speech shouldn't apply to me because I talk about the Jews. It's like you talk about the
but you're not talking about like Alex Jones's considered position on the nature.
So X, a site that has been under attack ever since Elon bought it, where everybody that's wanting to fucking censor X and like you got Germany suing them now and all this shit. Their whole message has always been, well, now look what's happened to X. It's like there's Nazis everywhere and all this hate speech and all this. You expect, like, they're not going to be a little upset
Captain
with the nonstop Jew talk.
$2. Are you tired of political pandering in comedy?
Am I tired of political pandering in comedy? I guess, dude. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm definitely tired of the lefts, but you're never going to get rid of it, honestly. It's been a big part of comedy forever, but it was always on one end of the spectrum. Like, it was always the left-wing comedians pushing left-wing shit, right? And then now when you got some right-wing comedians that come up who push right-wing shit, all of a sudden everybody's tired of it. But it was okay forever when all of our movies were just pushing left-wing propaganda, when Netflix was pushing left-wing propaganda, when all the comics were pushing left-wing propaganda. So it's like, look, you're not going to get rid of it. So at this point, yeah, let people do whatever the fuck they want. And if people don't want to watch it, they don't have to watch it. You know, if I don't want to watch a comedian because I feel like he's pandering to some shit, then that's my choice. And if I want to watch him, that's my choice as well. What I want is just like a free and open internet. That's what I want. So people can like actually choose what they want to watch rather than like this curated internet that we have right now. It's very curated. People don't realize that. It's not this free open fucking internet where like everything that rises to the top goes to the top because the people really love it and they push it and it's not really that anymore. All these platforms are acting like publishers. They're not acting like platforms. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think you're gonna have it either way. You're gonna have political pandering. So why not have it from both sides? You know, play equal.
nature of free speech. You're talking about, like, I guess, I don't even know because I've never even seen it. I suppose an off the cuff remark that, like, somebody was saying that you were talking shit, and he was like, "Well, I don't care if he gets his verification back." Like, this just seems so petty. And then again, it doesn't.
To take verification is a pretty big deal. It's like showing a class.
It is. I don't disagree with that. And
like this question right here, Low Sugars. Who do you think our government is captured by, Pink? Do you not think, like, this again? The focus becomes on, like, other countries, like Israel and other. How about our corrupt politicians that are selling our country out? Maybe it's captured by them. You guys act like our politicians just show up and it's like Israel just shows up at the middle of the night in their fucking bedroom and is like, "All right, you work for me now." It's like, no, they're corrupt and they're selling out the country. They're willing to sell out to corporate interests. They're willing to sell out to foreign interests. They're willing to sell out to anybody that's going to make them rich. And to me, you know, if we were able to solve the problem, one of the ways of doing it, which will never happen, would be to get all fucking money out of politics, especially foreign interest money. I'd want to get corporate money out of politics as well. You know, maybe you have like some sort of public option, you know, or some sort of way. We have to do something to figure out how to get all this dark money out of politics, especially foreign interest money. And, you know, I get it. That's like not pretty. And it's, you know, maybe it's a left-wing idea or whatever, but it's like, sometimes, like, the situation calls for drastic measures. It's like, you know, where I'm at right now. It'd be stupid for me to take a water hose and start spraying my whole house down with water. That'd be a dumb thing to do, right? Just, you know, my computer, all my electronic equipment, just start spraying it with a water hose. Yeah, that'd be fucking stupid. But now if my house was on fire, it'd actually be a pretty good fucking idea. And that's the case. Our government is on fire. Our house is on fire. We need to take drastic measures.
When you have 100K jobs being multimillionaires, there's an issue somewhere.
Oh yeah, definitely we have a corruption of our government through corporations. I think the thing that's probably corrupting our government the most is corporations. But then you also have foreign interests corrupting our government, and it all stems from having politicians who are willing to be bought and paid for. But you want to blame the people buying them, which, yeah, that's shitty. That's shitty that you're buying our politicians off. But you also need to blame the fucking politicians, too, the political class that's doing it. Yeah, it's like very convenient. You know, if I was, again, part of that political class, yeah, I'd rather you blame Israel than blame me. That's much nicer.
Well, and I bet if you asked Alex right now if somebody should have their verification taken away for talking about Jews, he'd say no. Like that's not a stance of his. That sounds like a one-off statement he made that's like stuck in your craw.
I'm sure that's not an official stance, but you do also have to admit you do not have the First Amendment on Elon Musk's personal website.
Yeah, we should though. That's where I disagree. I feel like
I agree as well. We should, but we also have to get the bots off because I don't believe in the First Amendment for bots. We need to go to war with the fucking bots, dude. Oh, excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. We need to go to war with the bots. We have to. I mean, it's like 50% or more of the people on the internet, the users on the internet, are fucking bots. We got to get rid of that shit, dude. I don't know. Like, there just needs to be a fucking massive effort, an awakening in this country to the issue of the bots. Because, again, that is foreign interest. That's, you know, that's people manipulating the dialogue, the conversations of Americans in a way that doesn't benefit Americans. So yeah, I believe in the First Amendment should apply to the internet. Platforms have been captured. They are the town squares. They have been captured, and we need First Amendment protections on these platforms, on these town squares. If you have to make it a utility, I don't care. Again, it's one of those things. Your house is on fire. It's okay to make drastic fucking moves to fix this fucking problem.
We should, but we don't.
They should be applied. We don't have that. I think that's really bad.
Okay, so
I fought really hard to get Alex Jones back on there.
Okay,
and
if we have that,
hard for his verification.
Right. So if we have that, would I have the right to like go into someone's private business and just say whatever the hell I want? They can't kick me out.
Yeah, this is a terrible argument. Whoever's making this argument, this is not a good argument. This is a left-wing argument. They have like they hate when private businesses don't want to cook you a fucking cake for your gay wedding. They hate that. But it's fine when they want to just ban people and destroy their fucking careers and their ability to earn money. That's fine because it's private, right? I hate that argument, dude. I hate that argument. It's like, yeah, something needs to be done about that.
I think it's a little different when you talk about like I think these tech things, they're like the new town square. There's like everyone should have access to like YouTube, Twitter, unless you're doing like direct threat.
Hey, died from bored. Maybe instead of pointing that out every 10 seconds, maybe you could be like me and go, actually, we should get rid of that. We should get rid of all foreign lobbying of every country. Problem solved. But you just want to focus on Israel and the Jews. And it's like, that's why you're discrediting the message. Because we can agree, but it's like what language you use and like what's your solution. It's like, oh, let's focus on the Jews. Or we can actually focus on the heart of the matter and go, let's stop doing that. Let's get rid of all foreign lobbies. I don't care. I don't care if they have to sign up for FAR. Let's get rid of all of it. There should be no foreign lobbying within our government at all from any country. That's a message that sells. The message that doesn't sell is the Jews, the Jews, the Jews, the Jews. It might sell to a bunch of retards on the internet that are probably 50% of them are bots. But it's not going to sell to actually get something done to actually fix the problem. And if you don't see that, that's, you might be a bot. Not in my chat. Obviously, none of you are bots in my chat. Made that clear.
That's or doxing. It's like too important. It's freedom of speech, and this is the way people share information now.
Yeah, but it's privately owned. I mean, it's not publicly owned. At that point, it'd be a utility, and that's just a completely different scenario. I mean, as of now, I remember the part you're talking about. I remember what you're talking about when Alex said that. And Alex said Elon Musk is not obliged to let people use this platform to bash Jews 24/7 and pay them to do it because it's a grift. They're not actually adding anything of value. It's low-hanging fruit. They're just using his platform to get paid to rile up anti-Semitism. That was his point. That's what he was saying. Of course, he supports free speech.
I've heard Alex talk about it. The way he talks about Patriot Front, like to me, that applies as well to a lot of this fucking new movement. That's Jew obsessed. It's the same thing as the Fed op with the Patriot Front. It's meant to make your side look bad. That's what it is. It's meant to discredit your message because, the message underneath that of like cleaning up corruption and all that, that's the shit that they're most scared of. So we'll play some. I think I have a clip of Alex talking to Jake Shields about Patriot Front and how Jake doesn't believe they're feds.
There's no doubt Alex Jones supports free speech.
Yeah, I think Elon went so big, the free speech app, and then for him to like take people's verification, it shows a class system. It's like the social credit score. The fact that it's a social credit score, it was basically the only people he took away. It was all people on the right that were criticizing Israel. So it's kind of like a message. If you're on the right, you better support Israel.
Right, but I mean,
that should have been something that everyone jumped on and like, hey, this is ridiculous.
So yeah, they at least say that, they let them hash it out. But yeah, it's just, you don't call Israel out enough. You don't call the Jews out enough. You don't discredit the message enough by making it an actual message that has solutions that aren't fucking weird identity-based fucking solutions where you want to call out an entire population of people rather than actually call out what the actual issue is. And the issue stems with our government. That's where the issue stems. With our government selling out the interest of the American people at every turn to anybody willing to play ball. It doesn't matter. If it's China, if it's Israel, if it's fucking Germany, if it's fucking Qatar, it doesn't matter. They're for sale to anybody. And MMA KO says, Israel's obviously the worst one. That could be. I kind of have a hard time imagining China's not really bad at that shit as well. It's hard for me not to imagine China, who's constantly stealing our intellectual property and, doing honeypots on our politicians. Like, they're doing the same shit. So how do you measure which one's worse? Like, they're all bad. We need to stop all of it. Someone else said, call out which other, any foreign interest. It doesn't even matter to call out the actual the country. You call out your government and you go, government, stop doing that. You should not be taking money from any foreign interest across the board, right? Because that's how you solve the problem. You don't solve the problem by going, government, it's the Jews. Call out the Jews, government. Government, name the Jew, government. No, government, stop being a corrupt piece of shit. That's the problem. I think I have something here with Jake, an old one with Jake. Yeah, okay. This is Alex Jones calling out Jake Shields. I think we'll play this because this sums up kind of my message pretty well. I think I agree with Alex almost across the board on this point here.
And none of this is real, and they're not trying to shut down InfoWars, and I won't stand up for these people. And one of them I know, there was two guys on the show, and the other one I've seen and know he's a fighter, MMA and stuff. I mean, I've seen a lot of his stuff, but don't really know much about him because usually you know, what he's saying, it just gets old. It's about Jews all day. And I'm just like, oh, more Jew stuff. Let me move on to the next thing. And it's just, but I'm supposed to know everything about these people. And again, it's not about them. I'm not bringing these people up to get in a fight with them or anything. I'm bringing it up about how crazy this is. And I do get Elon's point about this new earpiece itching. Is that
Oh, that's a sign. He's got Netanyahu in his ear right now, dude. He's telling us. He's trying to give us hints, dude.
That is, from my perspective, I'm not saying censor you for it. It is negative when you read something and it's some weird infighting thing and you don't even really know what it is. I've always tried to make my broadcast about things that people generally understand, and then I can bring in some terms and try to walk people into a more complex issue. But I'll be sitting there all the time, you know, I'll be reading something and I'll be like, what does that mean? It'll say something. It's like, oh, I'm surprised Alex is on air on Saturday wearing his little hat.
That's funny, dude.
Andrew Wilson super chatted $2. I miss Alex with hair.
Yeah, I miss fat Alex. I don't really care about the hair that much. I do miss fat. I miss fat drunk Alex. Look, it's not a good thing to say because it's good that Alex is not drinking anymore. But I also miss drunk Joe Rogan. Like Joe Rogan doesn't drink anymore. I mean, those are fun episodes when they're drunk and just, you know, going off. You know, I don't know. There's something about drunk podcast where the hosts and the guests are drunk that are just fun to watch. But yeah, it's not so much the hair for me. I do miss fat Alex though. But I'm happy he got his health under check. You know, he's got it. He's lost weight. He's not drinking. You know, he's looking a lot better, and that's great. That's great. But I will never forget the fat Alex days. They were some of the best days of my life.
And I'll go, what? Little hats Saturday. Oh, Orthodox Jews don't work on Saturday and they wear little hats. And it's just like, dude, you're obsessed with Jews. And look, talk about them all day. Just say the word over and over again. If it makes you have orgasms. But my point is that I'm not Jewish. And I'm an Anglo-Saxon Protestant. And
I think this shit finally got to Alex. It finally got to him.
Andrew Wilson super chatted $2 because a drunk mind says a sober heart.
Yeah, people get a little less filtered when they're drunk. You know, it becomes more entertaining because they just get more wild and loose. They're not worried about what everybody thinks.
And I don't hate Jews or anything. I just like, dude, you're obsessed, man. I mean, I'm obsessed with freedom and my family and liberty and technology and ideas and engineering and art and literature and music and culture.
So this is from January. I think he was already getting annoyed with the just constant fucking comments about Jews. But then he did have Nick Fuentes
Stefan
on.
Kalen super chatted $1.99. Would you watch a show hosted by Rex and Papa Jones?
Of course. Yeah. Yeah, I like their dynamic because it reminded me a lot of me and my dad working together. Like, it was a few years back when, like, I think Rex was going out with Alex doing, like, reports, and they would get into, like, little arguments and stuff. It just reminded me of working with my dad. But, yeah, I'd watch that show.
And culture.
Thanks for super chat, Stefan.
And then it's the same thing, like reading what the radical Muslims say. It's all their own gibberish and all their own little weird world. And I'm just like, ugh. So I just don't interface with you. You're not like me, which is fine. You're superior. If you're a black supremacist and hate everybody unless they're black, fine, you're superior. If you're Jewish and think you're superior to everybody, you know, that you're allowed to think that and believe that. I don't think it's true. If you're one of these people that loves Hitler, you know, as long as you don't try to implement mass, you know, war and stuff and the rest of it, you know, that's your issue. My thing is I am into the knowledge of the world and the knowledge of the
It's a weird zoom in.
universe and this great, incredible experience that we're all part of. And it never helps to try to talk to any of these people. You can't talk to a black Israelite. I've tried.
Yeah, but then you had him on your show, and obviously it didn't work out. It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough, like, all these people constantly attacking him. But, oh, you say globalists, you need to say Jews, and you need to... And then he gives in, and he's like, okay, I'll talk to Nick Fuentes. Okay, I'll talk to Jake Shields. Okay. Did it fix anything? Did it stop those people from attacking you? No, Alex, because it's possible that their goal is to just destroy you, Alex. That might be possible. That their goal isn't to have a genuine conversation about issues, but their goal is to get you to go really hard on the Jews. So they have clips that they can play a year later to be like, we told you Alex Jones is a far-right, anti-Semitic, this and that, which they've been trying to call Alex Jones that for a long time. Even while he's saying globalist and not saying Israel, they're like, oh yeah, he's anti-Semitic. Yeah, they're trying to get that nail in, dude. They'll get it in.
On the street and on air. You can't talk to a white supremacist. If you're talking to some weird, Jewish sect that thinks everybody else should be killed that's not Jewish or whatever, that we're all, you're not going to convince those people. And so guys,
Nick Fuentes on Rogan. I would not recommend Rogan to have Fuentes on. Mark it down. Everything Fuentes comes in touch with will be destroyed. Every single thing. Every single thing. That dude brings destruction with him. And at the end of the day, he's going to try to push his people to vote for fucking Gavin Newsom. You watch. You watch. Oh, he's not a fed up. He's not a Democrat plant fed up. Yeah. Even Democrats aren't that fucking dumb to push Gavin Newsom, guys. Even the Democrats aren't that dumb. But it was a joke, right?
I've seen it so much. It's kind of like I'm walking through the park and I see a big steaming pile of dog shit.
Yeah. But no, you're just an Israeli shill, Alex. That's what you are. You don't call out the Jews enough. If just every episode was just screaming Jew over and over, then they would be happy. Then you'd make them happy. So Rampage Jackson, this guy is not handling things very well. He's kind of making himself look like an idiot, to put it lightly. He's looking now like he's blaming fucking Stu, which, by the way, this is the latest picture we have of Stu, because I did show a picture of him in the hospital bed, and everybody was like, hey, he doesn't even look like he's hurt. He looks fine. Well, he's missing a whole side of his teeth, like half of his teeth. This whole side, as you can tell, got knocked out of his head. So yeah, not fake. Okay, unless it was all kayfabe and he removed his teeth in the hospital room to make it look like, no, obviously the dude took a really nasty fucking beating. And now it looks like Rampage is actually we're going to play this interview. This is filled with moments that make you go like, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck?
Looking forward to this one very much. He's the one and only Quentin Rampage Jackson. Kind enough to join us on this Wednesday afternoon. Rampage, my man, thank you for doing this. I appreciate it.
No problem.
How are you?
I'm hanging in there.
Okay. Can I ask, what has life been like for you? Obviously, no one needs the preamble. We know everything that happened with your son on August 23rd. You don't need to hear it out of my mouth. But what has life been like for you since that date?
It's been crazy, man.
Oh, I get it now. I didn't realize it this whole time. I'm sorry. Actually, Rampage Jackson's the victim here. I didn't realize that. I thought Stu was the victim. I thought he was the one who almost died in the ring and choked on his own blood and teeth. I didn't realize it the whole time. Actually, it's Rampage Jackson is the poor victim. I'm sorry, Rampage. I didn't realize that you were the victim.
People act like I fucking did it.
You're getting a lot of heat.
I'm getting a lot of heat, like I beat somebody's ass.
Do you understand why people are coming after you because it is your son, or do you think it's unfair?
Honestly, I think this has happened in pro wrestling before. What Roger did was uncalled for.
What? On what for? What?
And I know it affected a lot of people, but
you want to do a 1.5? Okay, we'll do it. I don't know if 1.5 might be too fast. Let's try 1.25.
I didn't fucking do it. Like, because he's my.
Yeah, but you did call him at a very fucking important time when you could have walked him off the edge, and you just picked on him and you fucking riled him up. Your whole life you've been riling him up. Every time you call him a bitch and you call him gay and all that shit, it's like, that's your son, dude. It's not like a friend. Like when your dad is saying that shit about you. Like, you definitely didn't help the situation, Rampage. You made it worse.
My son and his father is a public figure, and they want to come after me. Like, people automatically assume that I'm going to defend my son and I'm going to like try to pay people off and get them out of trouble. I'm just as mad as Roger as they are. I'm just as mad because Roger lied to me because I was live streaming when he got hit over the head with the can, and I called him. I was like, son, what's going on? Like,
I listened to that call. That was all live, and the way he's putting it, like, son, what's going on, son? Son, your father's on the phone, son. Son, it's your father. Son, are you doing okay? No, it was. Are you hugging a bunch of wrestlers in tights? Yeah, I mean, a bunch of, I'm getting the language wrong, but basically shit talking them. Like, he definitely made the situation worse. And when you look at Raja's crash out, it's almost like it was directed at his dad. It's almost like all the years of just pent up rage with his father, he took it out on poor Stu right at that moment. And that's not a far-fetched fucking reach. That's like, watch everything that played out, all of their interactions. It's like, it's very obvious. You have not helped walk this kid off the ledge. You kind of pushed him off the ledge.
What you doing? And he didn't tell me nothing about them working him into a match so he can get his revenge, so he can get his payback. Because he know I would have told him take his ass home.
No, you wouldn't have, dude. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. You would have fucking just shit on him more, called him a bitch. I think Rampage cares more about his streaming career than he does his kid. It's what it seems like. You would have done whatever fucking would have got you more views on live at that time. And I think him fucking picking on his son, I think for whatever reason, that was bringing in views. So he just kept leaning into that.
Because the day before he just almost got knocked out in the gym. So Roger no. And then so at first, I had to get an attorney and all that. And attorney told me not to say nothing. Then I'm seeing everything unfold online. I'm getting all these DMs and I'm like,
and that's also weird because he's saying he didn't know he was going to go in the ring, but yet all of that was live streamed, and then Rampage's own was live streaming at the same time. Rampage's own chat is telling him everything that's happening. That's why he called and was like, "I heard you're hugging on some dudes in tights," and try to insinuate that Raja was gay again for the millionth time. But you didn't know he was going in the ring? You didn't know he was going in the ring? I don't believe that.
Like, now it's turned racist. I got racist people saying stuff to me in my DMs, which is okay. This happens every now and then, just randomly somebody say something racist. But now I got the racist people threatening me and my family, like my other kids. I'm like, what does that do with race? One man hit
Bro, I'm sure some of them are racist, but when you have a situation like this that is so public, yeah, you're going to get crazy people sending you messages threatening you. It's unfortunate. But maybe if your son didn't almost murder somebody, you wouldn't have to be putting up with
Wilson
this.
super chatted $2, took all his frustration with Rampage out on Stu.
It sure seems that way, dude. I mean, I'm not the only person that has that opinion. If you dive into the material, you dive into because there's so much footage. Like, these guys are live streaming their lives. You dive into it and how many times Rampage is constantly calling his son a bitch, and then his son's like, I ain't no bitch. I'm tired of being disrespected. And it's like, dude, it's almost like he's crashing out at his dad, but he's not going to, he can't do that to his dad. So he's just like, Stu's just the convenient fall guy for all of his anger towards his father. That's really what it seems like.
Another man on the back of the head with a can or whether it hurt or not. People calling a prop can was a real can. It was out there drinking beer. And then the other man decided to retaliate. What do they got to do with race? Why people bring race into it? And then I started talking about it, and people,
I've seen so many clips. Rampage should be careful about what he says, because he's a dude that I've seen just brings race into fucking everything all the fucking time. Every time I've seen him talk, he brings up race. And it's usually in a funny, joking manner. It's not like a racial grift where everybody's racist to me. Like, it's just him making racial jokes and shit, which is fine. But yeah, he's been very guilty of that too.
Twist my words and stuff. It's the weirdest thing. So, and so I give a little statement, and I get back to what I was doing, streaming and stuff like that, because I really enjoy it. It makes me laugh, and it keeps me happy. I know everybody don't understand why I do some stuff I do, but you know what I'm saying. I'm never growing up. I'm a big kid. So what? I get back to streaming and stuff like that, and so I'm getting all this hate and stuff from that, and so I'm waiting for Psycho Stu to get out of the hospital so he can tell his side of the story, because this is what Roger told me when I finally talked to him. He goes there to stream so he can have some content to stream because he's friends.
Yeah, is he talking about getting hit with the can again, dude? The can was clearly you can tell when you watch that there was no weight behind that shot. His head barely moved. It was an empty can. And you could tell Stu checked to make sure it was empty before he hit him with it. Was it a dumb fucking move by Stu? Yeah. But at this point, that doesn't even matter. That's interesting to the storyline, but that does not give any sort of excuse for what he did. And to be honest, this is what you get. You go backstage with a bunch of wrestlers, this is what you get. And I still want to know. I don't know if Stu, I don't think has said anything yet. If he's smart, he'll just keep his mouth shut and just sue everybody and get some new teeth. Hopefully he'll get some new teeth, poor guy. But yeah, I want to know what was said to Stu. Did somebody put it in Stu's head that like, hey, this guy's coming, he's live, he's got a ton of fucking viewers. We need to sell this moment to get people interested in it. Which clearly that's what it was. They were trying to sell something for Raja's live stream viewers to get them interested in the show. And who knows? Maybe they come get tickets. Maybe it's live streamed. I don't know if the show's live streamed and you can buy it, remotely. Whatever it was, they're trying to promote the show. And I wonder what Stu was told. I wonder what he was told. I imagine they must have gave him some sort of inkling, he must have been told something that made him think, oh, I need to play something here. I need to lay down a storyline.
Friends.
Because Stu seemed just as shocked as Raja that Raja reacted that way. You could tell, like, everybody's like, oh, Stu was being mean, and he put his hands up. It seems Stu was like, oh, shit, this guy has no idea. Like, you're not going to sell it? Like, I think Stu was totally caught off guard by the fact that Raja didn't know something was going to happen. Or maybe Stu was just that fucking dumb, and they're trying to say, like, oh, he was so drunk. Yeah, it's not a good look. Wrestlers are a bunch of drug addict drunks, though. That's just the reality. They're not all of them, but a lot of them are. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a bunch of excuses, dude.
With one of the pro wrestlers, and I've been there before. I've been to those shows before with the same guy, with Andre Mana, and I've been there, and those guys are normally cool. And he said Psycho Stu was drunk, and he hit me upside the head with a can, and I didn't know nothing about it, and he embarrassed me on my stream and everything. And he said I was scared to fight because I didn't know if this other wrestlers was going to jump me. I know I wasn't supposed to be fighting because I got...
Dude, the only thing that embarrassed yourself was your own reaction, because if the audience knows you're at a wrestling show, the audience knows there's a gimmick. As soon as you're hit with that can, if you would have played it like in a wrestling angle, your audience would have known it was a fucking wrestling angle. And they wouldn't have... Instead, he gets embarrassed. He embarrassed me in front of my chat, and he challenged my manhood in front of my chat. Dude. I guess, everybody wants to talk about the concussion. Maybe the concussion was affecting his ability to think, because it wasn't anything that you should have been embarrassed about. It was an opportunity to work and do some fucking good content, but you crashed out.
Got this concussion, so I didn't know, and I was really upset. And they told me I can get my get back in the ring, and I think the world got mad. People got mad because they don't understand pro wrestling. They didn't know that they wrote Roger into the show. They thought that he was a coward, and he snuck in the ring and beat the guy up while he was working.
Nobody thinks that. There's not a single person in the fucking world that thinks that, Rampage. Not a single person I've seen that thinks that. The fuck is he talking about?
Like, they don't understand that they wrote Roger into the storyline, and Roger said, like...
Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that it was planned that he was supposed to go out there and get his lick back. Okay? Then your son went overboard, slammed him on his head in a real fucking MMA style slam that alone could have fucking gave the guy brain damage. And then he tried to murder him by punching him 20 times as he was unconscious on the ground. That's what everybody's upset with. And everybody knew, like, I don't know, like, is he just making shit up here? Or is he this dumb? This is confusing.
I'm gonna be in character. I'm live streaming. I'm gonna be in character, and I'm gonna fuck him up. and they told me I could fuck him up. And people get mad at Andre. Everybody was stupid in it. That whole thing was stupid. But I think the only one that tried to salvage the thing and had some common sense was Andre Manna. He was like, man, just get your receipt. Just hit him one time.
Yeah, that's the one guy that had common sense. Honestly, when you hear the other clip of the I forget the guy's name, but the Samoan looking guy who's like, I'm gonna let you get in the ring and fuck him up. Like, that's the guy that probably fucked up the most. But yeah, AJ, man, yeah, he's a good one. He's the one that looks good.
And let it be gone, because Andre heard them tell Roger, oh, you can fuck him up. See, this is the thing. They don't know Roger. Andre knows Roger. He trains with him in MMA. So Andre was the only one that's trying to like save Psycho Stu in the whole damn situation. He said, no, you remember what I told you what a receipt is. You just hit him one time, and anybody got a problem with that, I'll come deal with it.
Dude, AJ was actually riling him up and being like, dude, even if for an angle, he shouldn't have hit you with the can. And right before he went on stage, he was still like putting more heat on Stu, what Stu did to him. Like, it was unacceptable and blah, 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 blah. I don't think you can look at AJ and be like, he's a good guy in this. I'd say the only good guy is the guy Doug, who went out there and fucking rescued the guy from being murdered. That's the only good guy in this situation, in my opinion, is Doug.
And Roger acted like Roger acted like he understood what Andre Mann said, and he took it to himself to hit him a little bit too much. Now Roger was wrong. As soon as Psycho Stu got knocked out from that slam, Roger should have like left him alone. He shouldn't have hit him no more. Like, all right, you got your payback and stuff like that. Roger took it too far. And but I don't appreciate people paying attention to misinformation.
It's so funny. Anytime someone's in a situation like this, all of a sudden it's misinformation. It's misinformation. He's like pulling out all the Democrat playbook tactics. It's racism. It's misinformation.
Just took this stuff and took it out of portion, and to get clicks and to get money from social media or whatever they do. Just saying like my son snuck into a ring like he wasn't supposed to be there, and that's not fair.
Nobody fucking believes that. Nobody's pushing that message, Rampage. Nobody's saying your son snuck in the ring, he wasn't supposed to be there. Not a single person has said that. And yes, when people crash out on the internet like your son did in a very public manner on a live stream, people are going to talk about it and make money. No one needs to lie about this. No one needs to put misinformation. All they got to do is cover the thing that happened live on the internet for everybody to see, because it was so fucking wild. People want to know about it. Oh, dude, you should be at home spending time with your kid, because this is not helping the situation. And apparently Roger's still not in jail. He's still free, last I heard.
We haven't heard or seen Raja since the incident. How is he doing?
I don't know.
You don't know how your son's doing? You don't know how your son's doing? This is why I feel bad for Raja. I do. Like, he deserves to go to jail. He deserves to go to prison. But I still feel bad for him, because I feel like the kid got a bad hand.
I don't talk to Roger no more, so I don't know.
Since then,
he's not a kid. I get he's 25, but yeah, he got a bad hand.
I talked to him. I heard his story, and I heard some stuff, and then after that, I learned a whole lot of stuff and about it and everything. Roger's wrong. He went against what I told him to do, and he hid the fact that he got roped into a pro wrestling store. Roger's not a pro wrestler. He's a fighter. He's not a pro wrestler. He had no business in that ring. Everybody there was wrong. And yes, my son took it too far, but he knows better. He knows he's wrong for
Became a member. Zatoiki's Cane Sword celebrates 2 months of membership. Rampage wants to turn the page like Bob Seger.
He's not doing a good job of it, dude. He should just be honestly at home, spending time with his son, trying to correct that relationship and be the loving father, loving, disciplined father that he needs to be to his son right now. But it seems like he's just using this opportunity to, get more views on the internet. He's still live streaming. This is a good pause. It's a good pause right there. Yeah, the day after, he was out there at a bowling alley live streaming with a ton of views. He's back to just like, dude, I get it, your son's an adult, but I don't know. I feel like you're not doing a good job as a father. I know that sounds mean, and it's very judgmental. I get it, but that's the impression I get, man.
Involved in a pro wrestling match, he wasn't supposed to do it. I told him he couldn't even go to the gym for 2 weeks.
So do you know where he is now?
Most likely he's at home. We've been waiting for a arrest warrant. As soon as we get an arrest warrant, I was going to turn him in. We've been waiting for an arrest warrant or whatever. And I got him a turn. I did what my job is as a father to still take care of my son, because I still love him. Even though how upset I am at my son, I still love him. You know what I'm saying? He's my son. But ever since he's become an adult, he don't listen to shit I say. And, all I can do is like be a father. But Roger, I keep it real. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep it real. I'm not going to lie for him and nothing like that. And he knows that I'm gonna give my opinion. He shouldn't have been in that ring. He shouldn't even. As soon as Psycho Stu hit him in the head, he should have handled it right there. And when I waited for everything, I called Psycho Stu and I left him a message. I wanted to talk to him.
I agree with that. If he would have handled it right there, and he would have attacked Psycho Stu right there at that moment, it would have been way more justified than the way he did it. I agree with that.
And see about his this is right before I knew everything. At this point, all I knew is that Roger. I knew he got written to the storyline, but I just knew Roger hurt him really bad. So I called him. I left him a voice message. He never called me back. And so I told him in the voicemail, I want to talk to him so I can hear his side of the story and everything, because I'm a dad. I want to make everything right. Psycho Stu never got back in touch with me and everything. And then I'm hearing all this other stuff. The pro wrestlers are not meant to talk to the police and stuff like that, because they were drinking backstage. Psycho Stu was drunk. And like I said, I know people there that work.
Yeah, so here's the victim blaming. None of that matters anymore, dude. It seems like victim blaming. Like, oh, yeah, Psycho Stu didn't get back to me. Well, yeah, he was in the hospital. He almost died. He's missing half of the teeth in his fucking head. And who knows what kind of trauma he's going through. He might be having, like, headaches. Maybe he's got some slurred speech. Who knows the level of damage he has? And if he doesn't want to call you back, that's his fucking prerogative. He don't have to call you back, Rampage. Be honest, I'd probably be a little scared of Rampage. If you just got into this little tiff with his son, maybe Rampage would be somebody to avoid right now.
They work there. I'm friends with one of them. Say Psycho Stu, this is not the first time he's done stuff like this. Drunkenly, like, hit somebody or did something backstage. And then I started paying attention to it.
So yeah, it's all Psycho Stu's fault. He's out there fucking attacking people backstage. It's a wrestling gimmick, dude. It's a wrestling gimmick. It did not hurt. Even your son admitted it didn't hurt. It was just the disrespect that got to him. The being embarrassed in front of his chat. What you should have been embarrassed by is your inability to work a basic fucking wrestling angle that was laid out right in front of you. Give him a push and just be like, oh, play it up, push him back. And like, but you're too fucking dumb to even see that. Like, your immediate reaction is like, oh, he's embarrassing me, rather than, oh, this is a chance to be very entertaining for my audience. Again, they should have never fucking had Roger there. They should never have brought someone off the street to work an angle. But at the end of the day, Raj just showed up. He should have known what the fuck he was getting into. I sure as fuck would. If I showed up with a live stream with a bunch of cameras, with a bunch of views, with a bunch of hungry wrestlers looking to get noticed, I know they're going to try to pull some shit to fucking get noticed on my stream. You should know that.
Right before Roger got in that ring, it was 4 dudes in there. And then Roger got in there, and the referee didn't touch him. It took those guys a long time to get back into the ring. And then after they finally got Roger off the damn guy, Psycho Stu's opponent pins him.
It's their fault because they didn't stop Raja soon enough. Don't you know you can't just let my son fight somebody? He will end up killing them. You gotta pull him off really quick. Is it believable that Raja is so dumb that he doesn't understand the difference between pro wrestling and MMA? And he figured, oh, I'm just supposed to actually ground and pound the guy, just like MMA, until somebody pulls me off, and I'll just keep doing it. It doesn't matter if it's 20, 30 shots. I'll just keep hitting him as his teeth are getting knocked out of his fucking head. I'm just going to keep hitting him because nobody's... No, he's not that dumb. He's not that dumb. That was God knows how many years of pent-up anger that kid had been carrying around. Not a kid, that adult. He acts like a kid. He's fucking... I don't know, it's hard not to call him a kid. Years of pent-up anger that dude was carrying around that just came out at that moment.
And I'm looking at this, I'm like, what's going on here? Can't they tell that this guy's hurt? Can't they tell that this guy hurt? Why would they finish the match and pin Psychos 2 after my son hurt him down? I said, all these guys are idiots. It was the dumbest thing I ever seen.
I'll agree with that. They were all idiots, but they were all probably like not expecting to see somebody almost die, and they were like going off their instinct of what you do in wrestling. You always gotta, keep the kayfabe up, do the pin. But yeah, it was dumb. Honestly, Knox KO, they should be sued for a fuck ton of money as well, in my opinion. And
now my son,
or Knox KO, Knox X, whatever the fuck that organization's called,
dragged me in there, and I feel like based off the threats, I don't take kindness to threats, and it seems like my life and my kids' life is at risk, and I don't know any of these people, so I don't trust none of them. People driving by my house slow and stuff like that. So I'm just...
Bro, but you're also doing a fucking live stream, like you're doing a live reality TV show of your life 24/7, or I don't know if it's 24/7, but it might as well be. That kind of shit brings this sort of attention. Even without Raja almost murdering somebody, doing live streams like that, IRL live streams, you're going to bring that kind of attention. I don't know. Again, he's trying to play the victim. I mean, I guess I was wrong. I didn't know that this whole time it was Rampage was the victim. Not the guy who choked on his blood in his teeth and almost died. Poor Rampage. He's the victim.
I'm just like, no, like, Raja did something real stupid, and he streamed it all on his platform now. Now, it's nothing wrong with streaming. I heard what you said about streaming. There's nothing wrong with streaming. Like, there's been hundreds or maybe thousands of people streaming, and they never have a stupid stuff like this happen. Raja,
I can point out a lot of instances where people were IRL streaming and just terrible fucking things happen. It brings... There's a lot of downside to IRL streaming, dude. Like, yeah, come on, man. Someone's got to give him a crash course on all the fucking crazy shit that happens to IRL streamers.
He just got out of hand. But one thing that y'all don't know about Raja, I know about my son, is that I'm gonna keep it 100. Like, he just don't take bullshit. He felt very disrespected. The guy hit him on the back of the head with the can, and the only reason why he dropped it and let it go is because they told him, you can get back in the ring. We'll make something out of it, and you can fuck him up in the ring. Then Roger, okay then. And then I saw the video. He went and talked to Psychos 2. They told him what to do. And he was like, okay, I understand it now. I understand it. And people saw the video and they took it as, oh, he apologized. So why did he sneak in the ring? That's the misinformation.
No, he did fucking apologize, and he fucking accepted his apology. That's not misinformation. He accepted his apology and made it look like everything was cool, and I'm gonna go along with the bit now. Then he tried to murder the guy. After he had the guy, he was in a situation where the guy would drop his fucking guard and allow him to be hurt. Yeah, there's no misinformation there. He definitely apologized.
That's why so many people mad at Roger, because they think he just snuck in the ring and attacked this man without Psycho Stu even knowing it was coming.
He's saying that again. Nobody believes that. Nobody thinks that, dude.
Stupid.
The one part that I wasn't clear about was he was obviously invited by AJ Mana to come to the event. Was he invited just to watch, or was he invited to partake in the event? Did they think that he was there to be a participant, and that's why Psycho Stu started doing the thing that he did and then said to him, hey, you're not going to sell it? Like, was he there just as a fan, or was he there, hey guys, Raja Jackson, the son of Rampage, is going to be here. He's going to do something backstage. He's going to stream it. What was his invitation like?
Roger was there just as a fan, and he could stream it. He's friends with AJ Mana. He can get some backstage footage and stuff like that. Not many streamers get to, especially on Roger level. One thing about Roger and I have been streaming for a couple of months. Roger has been trending on social media. He was getting millions and millions of views. Me and him joking around and talking shit about each other, hitting each other in the nuts. And and the people call it, I'm bullying my son. Man, we are making content.
Yeah, so that changes it. That doesn't actually make it worse that you're doing this in front of a huge audience. It'd be bad enough to be like constantly teasing and shitting on your son in private. But no, you're going to do it on a live stream nonstop all the time. And that's not supposed to affect your kid's feelings when he's already super fucking sensitive in the first place. And every little thing hurts his ego and makes him look bad. Like, I get it. I was like that as a kid with my dad. My dad would embarrass me, Like, oh, Dad, don't do that. And he's just on camera 24/7 being embarrassed by his father. And it's just for content, guys. It's just for that doesn't make it better. It actually makes it worse.
And funny and stuff like that. Joking around for the camera and stuff like that. Streaming. So Roger been going mega viral before this happened. You know, millions. I'm talking about some of the videos getting 12 million views. So he's just going like there's a fan to have something to stream. He's supposed to be sitting there and being at a pro wrestling event because his coach was on his stream and his coach did really well on the stream. They rage baited his coach, and I was a cameraman for that in the gym when his first time streaming with him, and it was hilarious. It was funny, and his community loved AJ Manna, and they were like, "Oh yeah, let's go see him do some pro wrestling." That's all. From my understanding, Psycho Stu didn't know him from Adam, didn't know him from Steve.
It's one thing to show up as a fan, go backstage, and like it's another thing to show up as a fan on a live stream with a ton of fucking viewers backstage with the wrestlers, where the wrestlers are going to have to get into character because they realize, oh, I'm on camera now. I got to be in character. I can't just be backstage guy. Like, what's up? I gotta be my character now because these wrestlers take this shit very seriously. Honestly, it was a perfect disaster from like every angle. He should have never been brought there. Should have never happened. He should have never been made part of a bit. But none of that excuses the almost murder of a wrestler in the ring. None of that excuses any of that.
Walked up behind my son and hit him in the head with a can, a beer can, and people online arguing that it was a prop. That shouldn't even be the argument. It was a real can, but the argument would be it didn't hurt. My son said it didn't hurt. Psycho Stu, he did it like a pro wrestler, so it wasn't like my son got hurt from that. But the thing, what it was like he embarrassed him. Like he just hit him. And
yeah, because your son's stupid. He's stupid. I'm sorry. Not very bright. He got embarrassed by some fucking act that he knew was an act. And he still got embarrassed by it. Yeah, it's dumb shit. It's dumb shit.
And didn't say anything to him, and then he was then you can see Psycho Stu grab my son by the neck and stuff like that on the stream. My son felt very.
Everybody act like when he grabbed him like that was meant to be like intimidating. Like maybe it was. To me, that was like him trying to get control of him because he didn't know how fucking Raja was going to react, and then try to like kind of be like, "Hey, you're not going to sell it." Like at that point, it's like, "Hey, I thought you knew what was going to happen here, what we were doing here." I really want to hear from Psycho Stu, what he was told, what impression he had. Was he told to do something? Because I don't feel like he just did it on his own. I feel like they knew Raja was coming, and they saw an opportunity to reach a bigger audience and to play something up in front of that audience. And I don't think Stu just did it on his own.
Unstoppable _4_ life super chatted $5. Sorry buddy, after the gift had to step away. Quality Clean Water LLC in Georgia buddy. Thanks again. I am gonna watch live and rewind tomorrow.
It could be Unstoppable. Yeah, go follow, go check it out. If you need a water system, you got some money, you want to make sure you got some clean, soft water, go check out Be Unstoppable. He's got a good company. He's trying to get launched. He's trying to get into business for himself, instead of just being an employee, it's not an easy thing. I've been there. But yeah, if you need a water system, that's who you go talk to. Go talk to Be Unstoppable. He said he'll give you a discount, right? Be Unstoppable? You give everybody a discount?
Disrespected. He felt very disrespected, and he didn't like that. Like nobody.
I can't guarantee the discount, but maybe he will.
Nobody would like that. I'm not justifying what my son did.
I understand
what my son did. It did what Psycho Stu. It didn't. His punishment didn't fit the crime. But Roger didn't try to kill that man. Roger didn't know that. It was real bad. But
what do you mean he didn't try to kill that man? He's lucky he didn't kill the man. If that was another man, they could have easily died. Psycho Stu's a wrestler with a big head who fucking was able to take it. Take some little dainty bitch, he wouldn't have been able to take that. There is a possibility where those 20 shots, if they would have maybe been aimed at the temple rather than the jaw and the lower face, those 20 shots could have put somebody out for good. And by the way, he wasn't stopping. He didn't just all of a sudden go, "Oh, okay, I'm done." No, people had to pull him off. And then when the people tried to pull him off, he started trying to attack them and do the same thing to them. That dude, Doug, that tried to pull him off, he tried to fucking pick him up and slam him down the same way he did Stu. But fortunately, Doug has some MMA training and was able to fucking stop him from getting launched and slammed on his head too. Whereas Stu trusted Raja not to hurt him and gave him his entire body. And what did Raja do? Almost killed him. It's legitimate to say this was attempted murder, in my opinion. I don't think he'll get charged with attempted murder, but when you watch that, it's like, what was going to stop this guy? It didn't seem like anything was going to stop him. He was just going to keep fucking going. I mean, he wasn't stopping after 20, by the way. Watch the clip. After 20, he was still going. And if it wasn't for Doug finally pulling him off, and by the way, somebody had already attempted to pull him off. And the guy that attempted to pull him off was like a 17-year-old kid who went out there, was the first one to try to pull him off. And then Raja just threw him off, pushed him away because that kid had no shot of stopping Raja, and went back to fucking beating on Stu until Doug actually came and had to MMA him off. You know, somebody with some MMA training had to actually come in and stop it. So yeah, I don't agree with that. And I think a lot of people do believe this should be considered attempted murder.
He wanted to fuck him up, but he didn't go like, oh, I'm gonna kill this guy. He wasn't thinking that. Raja is actually one of the sweetest people that you ever want to meet. Honestly, he is. But just don't fuck with him. He's like me. I'm the sweetest guy you ever want to meet. The nicest guy. All I want to do is make people laugh and joke around and stuff like that. But don't fuck with me. Don't come and don't hit me and fucking grab me and ask me to sell. Go sell it. Raja don't know what selling it is. He don't know what that shit means. He's not a pro wrestler. You're not.
Maybe don't go backstage with the pro wrestlers while you're doing a huge live stream with a ton of fucking people watching. You're just setting yourself up. It's like Raja's too dumb to understand the responsibility that comes with a show that big, with a live stream with a ton of people watching. And then you go to an event like the backstage of a wrestling show, and you expect those wrestlers not to put on some sort of show, realizing that there's thousands of people watching. Was it wrong? Yeah. But damn. I don't know. It's just hard to understand how you don't see the problems that come with having a live stream in that situation.
I'm going to sell it. You don't know what's going through his mind right there. All he knows is like, this guy disrespected me on my own platform, and people don't understand that. And the shit just got out of hand.
You mentioned some of the comments that I made about the streaming. It's because we were sitting there watching him read the chat, and it seemed like the chat was egging him on, and that led to him explode and go, as opposed to the receipt, as you were talking about, like go way over the edge. And that's,
I think his chat would start bullying him the way they saw Rampage bully him. It's like the chat saw that like Rampage would bully Raja, it would get under Raja's nerves, and then the chat would pick up like where Rampage left off, calling Raja a bitch and yada yada yada. That's what it seemed like to me.
That's why I felt like it was toxic and dangerous, and someone should have said, "Yo, man, you need to leave. You can't do this. You shouldn't do this. It's not smart."
I'm gonna keep, like I said, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck, keep it 100. Yeah. There's a lot of toxic people that could be in chat and stuff like that. And when I first got Roger into streaming, and I told him, man, don't be out there reading that chat like that and blah blah blah. And he told me, he was like I was in character. I'm going in here. The shit happened live on stream, and they told me, don't sell out wrestling. He's like, he was in character, so he didn't give a fuck about what chat say. You know what I'm saying? He's an MMA guy going to a pro wrestling ring. Like some people, they think that shit.
This makes no sense. So he was in character. He wasn't crashing out, but yet he doesn't know what wrestling is. But yet he was in a wrestling character. He understood to play a character to build up the fucking drama behind his entrance into the ring. But yet he doesn't know what wrestling is. That's not adding up.
It's real, but the thing is, Roger really did hit him, and you could see one guy try to pull Roger off, and Roger still going and hitting him. But
yeah, that was a 17-year-old kid.
And you see Roger throw some punches that lands in the air and lands on his stomach and stuff like that. And it seems like Roger was really trying to sell it, but Roger really hurt that man.
He was trying to sell it. So Roger doesn't understand wrestling, but I guess the excuse here is that he was trying to put on a good performance. He was trying to sell it. He was trying to put on a good show, but yet he doesn't understand wrestling. So Roger's just so dumb that he thought that wrestling was like MMA. And to sell it, he had to knock somebody's teeth out. This is how sad it is. Like, Stu didn't even think he would need a fucking mouth guard. Maybe wrestlers should wear mouth guards, but they don't have to usually worry about that, I guess.
Man. Roger could have killed that man. Like, you could kill somebody if they knocked out and you keep punching them. Like, that where would we be if Roger...
Yeah, but then you just said a while ago he wasn't trying to kill him. But he could have killed him, but he wasn't trying to kill him. Okay, dude. Okay.
Would have killed that man. Where would we be? Thank God Psycho Stu, pulled through. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. But like I said, I stopped listening to the attorneys. I got really upset with all the death threats and all this stuff, and I wanted Psycho Stu to tell his part that my son did not sneak up on him, and I never heard him say that. So now I'm upset. Now I'm upset. Now I'm upset with Psycho Stu because he didn't come out and say, "Oh, whoa, yeah, what Roger did was fucked up," but he didn't sneak in the ring and do this. The shit was staged. That's all he had to say to get some of these racist ass motherfuckers out of my DMs.
That makes no fucking sense, dude. That makes no fucking sense. Nobody believes that he wasn't supposed to be in the ring. He wasn't planned to go into the ring, and Psycho Stu knew he was planned to go in the ring. Nobody thinks that. Nobody thinks that your son just showed up and snuck in out of nowhere. Nobody fucking thinks that, dude. And Psycho Stu's supposed to come out and say, "Oh, yeah, actually, it was all planned." I think what you want is Psycho Stu not to press charges. Somebody said maybe the reason that he hasn't been arrested yet is because Psycho Stu is not pressing charges. That's not what I've read. What I've read is that they're doing a very detailed fucking investigation. They want to interview everybody. They're covering every fucking every angle of the investigation before they arrest him. I don't know, but dude, this is California. I wouldn't be surprised if they go light on Raja. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
And when you say, like, he hasn't said anything yet, you mean like a statement or something like that, right?
He's saying all this shit, how it fucking blew up and stuff like that. He should at least said something.
Okay.
Take some accountability. Like, honestly, everybody was wrong. Roger was the most wrong. Everybody was wrong, but none of this shit ever would have happened if Psycho Stu never hit my son on the back of the head with a fucking can that they were drinking beer out of, and then grabbed him by the fucking neck, asked him to fucking sell it. If that shit.
Oh, so somebody mentioned BJ Penn. Yeah, dude. Dude, I think I saved it somewhere. I feel really bad for BJ Penn. It looks like BJ Penn took too many shots to the head. And actually, some people are saying he's on meth. I don't know if it's a combination of CTE and meth use, but BJ Penn has lost his mind. He's suffering from this syndrome. I forgot what it's called, but apparently it's something people get, and I think it's associated with meth use, where they start thinking everybody around them is an imposter. So he thinks his mom, his brother, he thinks his whole family are like murdered, and like imposters replaced his family. It's a pretty sad story. I'll probably play a clip of it at some point. I did want to talk about it, but yeah. But there's a little debate there whether it's too many shots to the head or he's on meth. I think the money's on meth at this point.
Shit never happened. None of this shit never happened. And the promoters was wrong for putting an outsider inside a motherfucking pro wrestling match. Everybody's wrong.
You guys interested in the BJ stuff? Let me see if I can find it. I think I saved it somewhere.
The dumbest thing I ever fucking seen. It's a fucking nightmare.
Are you surprised Raja hasn't been arrested?
No, honestly, I'm not. I'm not surprised that Raja hasn't been arrested. Like, I feel like the police are doing like a deep investigation, because this is not the first time that something like this has happened in pro wrestling. It's not. It's just a high profile case. I feel like because it was live streamed on a different. It went different than. So let me explain something to you with live streaming. Live streaming, you have people watching your streams just to clip your stuff to post it on their social medias to go viral. Right. So this shit went more viral than if somebody regular was just filming that there with their phone. Like, it's already a community tapped in watching these live streams, so stuff can go viral. And people never seen no shit like that because it looked like Roger snuck into a wrestling ring and came up behind a pro wrestler and beat the fuck out of him. When that part was staged, the part that didn't look staged, it didn't seem staged, that Roger took it too far. But that happens in pro wrestling at the lower levels and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You guys gotta like.
Oh, come on. Who was like the black guy that would like really beat up people? Like what's it called? The mass transit incident? Or I forget, dude. But yeah, that's not an excuse. Again, that's not an excuse for this, dude.
Do your research. Like, it was certain pro wrestlers that did that. They hurt people on purpose. They just did that.
I don't know. Ben says, can this interview be used in court or hearsay? I don't know, but I imagine his lawyer would probably advise for him to shut the fuck up. That would be, to me, that would be the most wise move, would be to just shut the fuck up and go spend time with your kid. Your kid might end up being locked away for a while, and you might want to spend some time with them and really maybe get into, some therapy with your son and figure out like, how do we address this? Because we don't want to see this happen again. How to control your emotions. Cause, having your ego hurt or being insulted is not an excuse to almost murder somebody. And if you're that type of person where your ego gets hurt, you get embarrassed, and your response is to beat somebody to death, That's a problem that probably needs to be addressed in some sort of mental health setting.
You know, and it's hardcore pro wrestling. It's different shit. But Roger know nothing like that. I'm not taking up for my son. Any man that beats somebody like that in the ring, they should face some consequences. But I don't take kindly to people calling my son like a caged animal and say he don't got no undeveloped frontal lobe and stuff like. I don't take that kindly because you know anybody in a race can explode when they're pushed. Anybody.
I saw the statement that you posted on Monday, and then in the comments you were saying to people that you think he should go to jail, right?
Yeah. If the judge thinks he should go to jail, yeah. I think
Ben Stevens super chatted $1.99.
I forget it turns
Can
that
this
off.
interview be used in court or hearsay?
Like I said, I'm sure his lawyer's telling him not to do this. I don't think he's listening to his lawyer.
I think Roger should go to jail so he'll learn not to do this shit no more. Like you got to control your emotions. And I think I'm not saying like people saying he should go to jail for 10 years. No, he should go to jail and not prison. He should go to jail, do a little time, and then get some therapy, and learn from this. So because this is what people don't understand. Like when you train a martial art, you have great power. Like you can hurt 99% of the population on Earth. You should know how to control that. Don't you know I get fucked with all the time? Do you know how many asses I want to beat? People that fuck with me. You can't go around beating everybody's ass. But mind you, if I was there and somebody came up behind me and hit me over the head with a can, I would just kick his ass right there, and I wouldn't care about the other pro wrestlers jumping me. That's what Roger said. The only reason why he didn't kick Psycho Sue's ass right there and there, he thought the other pro wrestlers were going to jump on him. See, that's why I'm different from Roger. I wouldn't have cared. I would have hit him right then and there, and anybody else that grabbed me, I would have attacked them too. You just don't do that.
Are you expecting him to be arrested?
I don't know. I don't know. Like I'm accepting like whatever justice he get, but
he'll probably get like booked and like interviewed or whatever, and they'll probably let him go. They'll probably give him like the lightest fucking probation or some shit like that. Watch.
They try to give him like years in prison. Then I'm gonna fight. I don't think he deserves years in prison, but jail. Yeah, let Roger go to jail for a couple of days, so he'll see what it's like. So you be like, man, I don't want to come back here no more.
You said this a lot of.
This isn't a scared straight situation. Your son almost murdered somebody. He's like, yeah, just for a couple of days. No.
Zatoy Keys Cane Sword. Super chatted $20. Your taste buds can't repel flavor of this magnitude.
Thank you for the 20, man. Yeah, like you're not going to be able to control how long your son goes to jail. I'm sorry. You're lucky though. You're in California. I have a feeling they're going to go very light on him. If this was Texas, or like plenty of other states, he'd be in big trouble. But California, he might not get any jail time.
Stuff has been brought back to light in light of all this, and I think you said on one of your streams that like you saved some money for your two kids to go to college and money.
Thank you for the 20s, that though.
Bail him out. Did you see this coming with Raja? Did you think that something would happen? Did he seem troubled?
Eric, you of all people, you know that I'm a comedian pretending to be a fighter. That's a joke. I originally told that joke years ago to Joe Rogan in the UFC.
I'll be honest, Rampage is funny. I've always liked Rampage. I thought he was funny. See, that's why it kind of hurts a little bit.
Quarter moon with face emoji, and magma springtrap, fire emoji, super chatted $2.
Dude, this robot voice, it struggles with names. Thank you for the $2. I always did think Rampage was entertaining and funny. So I'm not going to deny that I have found some of Rampage's antics in the past to be entertaining. But at this point, dude, you got to take being a father serious. I get it. Your son's 25. He's an adult. I think you should not be talking about this publicly other than to say what my son did was wrong. And I do not condone it. And I'm going to be spending some time with my son behind the scenes, and we're going to try to work this out. And he's going to pay his restitution, and we're going to figure out how to make sure something like this never happens again. And then just basically shut up about it and go on with your life.
Joe Rogan was like one of the first comedians that I ever got to know in person, and I never really say this, but I was trying to impress him with my comedy, and he laughed, and I loved it. And so, and like that's me talking to chat, and I retold that joke years later. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was a funny joke, but now that shit ain't funny.
When he was walking afterwards saying, I'm not going to be disrespected, I'm no one's bitch, I was wondering if that was him just speaking about the moment, and you would know better than me, like him blowing up after years of feeling like he was being disrespected by people? What was that?
Disrespected by his dad specifically. It's one thing to be disrespected by just random people. It's another thing to be disrespected by your father on a live stream for thousands of people to see.
Chatted $1.99. Raja Jackson gonna get a statue next year.
Right next to George Floyd. That would be wild though if Raja goes to jail and it becomes like another like situation where people start rioting over it. You know, a racial equality, a racial justice issue. I don't think people are gonna back him like that. It's just too bad what he did.
What was he?
No, Roger told me that they told him not that he has to sell it because he's live streaming. So his whole thing was to get their get back, fuck up Psycho Stu, and then leave and sell it. Don't make it look like pro wrestling is weak. So basically, what he was telling me is that he was selling it. He live on stream. The whole thing happened live on stream. You can't break character and now say it and say that shit. So he was leaving, but yeah, he fucked the guy up. I don't know if he knew how bad he fucked the guy up because if you think about it,
I think if I was standing or sitting on a guy that was unconscious and I punched him to the point where his teeth came out of his fucking head, I think I'd notice that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong because I've never tried to beat somebody to death like that. But I think once their teeth started coming out of their head, I think I would fucking notice that. Maybe I'm wrong though. Maybe he was in one of those rages where it was just all red and just, you know, people say, oh, I don't even remember. I just went fucking nuts. Maybe it was one of those things. But yeah, usually when you're punching someone to a level that you're knocking the teeth out of their fucking head, you usually notice that.
Psycho Stu was supposed to get fucked up. Even in the script, Psycho Stu was supposed to get fucked up. That's why you see that guy pin Psycho Stu after they got Roger off of him. Roger was like...
That ref was an idiot. Apparently they just pulled him off the street because they needed a ref. What is that? All that proves is like that ref was terrible. He fucked up. The ref should have like immediately fucking tried to pull him off, but the ref was just like, had no idea. And then the people say like, a lot of wrestlers are not very aware of what real violence looks like because every day they're doing this fake violence that when real violence breaks out, like they don't even really recognize it right away.
Like they told me to sell it. I sold it. And he did exactly what he was told to do. Fuck him up, sell it, and get the fuck out of there. He said that's what he told me. Do Roger always tell me the fucking truth? No. But in this instance, I kind of believe.
Quixotic Odyssey. If I was his lawyer, I'd just argue Raja thought wrestling was real. So the whole argument would be like, Your Honor, my client has a 75 IQ. And to be honest, he thought wrestling was real. You know, when they told him to go fuck him up, he was like, all right, I guess this is just MMA. He didn't know the difference, Your Honor. It's not a very smart man. I don't know. That defense might work.
It could work. I've done some pro wrestling shit before. And you know what I'm saying? You like one time Tito Ortiz hit me in the head with a hammer at fucking TNA, and I'm flying out the next day. And the guy see me at the airport like, damn, you heal up fast. You're not in the hospital. I'm like, oh yeah, I heal fast. Because TNA told me even after the show is done, you gotta fucking act like this shit still hurt. I'll say that with my hand on the Bible.
Oh, so now it's all a shoot? Stu didn't actually get hurt? He's just pretending to be hurt? What's the point of that?
It's true. In the pro wrestler tell you that shit.
Yeah, and they go, Your Honor, my client is a supreme dumbass. He doesn't know anything about wrestling. Look at this innocent soul. He don't know. He thought kick his ass meant knock his teeth out of his head. I mean, can you blame him, sir? That would be a terrible defense.
Was that interaction where Stu apologized and your son accepted, but at the same time, the promoters are telling him, like, you're going to get yours. Do you think, based on what you know, do you think Stu knew that? Do you think they told Stu that, hey, you know, we're going to do this in front of the camera, but then he's going to come and interfere in your match, or did they not tell him that?
Yeah, Stu knew that, and that's why my son said, all right, if I come there and fuck him up, then yeah, that's...
Lunavania, quarter moon with face emoji, and magma springtrap, fire emoji, super chatted $2. Evil powers are using technology to possess us.
Dude, I actually agree with that 100%. I agree with that. Internet's being made to enslave us mentally, to push us down the roads they want to push us down. And it's because we're very easily led by the crowds. So if they can make us think that this thing is popular, that this is what the crowds want, people will just go along so they can be a part of the crowd. But yeah, I agree, dude. I agree. I think it got so much worse with smartphones. I think if people were still using PCs and they just had their little moments where they got online, but they weren't just always online, it wouldn't be so bad. I agree, man. I think we need to just go back to like 200 years ago. We just got to get rid of all this technology. Just go back to farming and fucking building wooden houses. Building our, like, we all just need to go back to getting our own plot of land and just building our own little house, our own little cabin, and just living off the land. I think that's the move, to be honest. Thank you for the super chat.
That's fine. I'll be okay with it. And that's why Stu came over and shook his hand and everything. And Stu knew that it was, he knew the script. He knew that. That's why, look how big Psycho Stu is, how small my son is. Psycho Stu let him pick, he let my son pick him up.
Okay.
Cody, it's funny you say that. He said, how many in chat do we think are real people? I've been noticing a trend with my numbers where I had a couple episodes where I like had a peak of like 250 and it would say 250, but then like a couple days later I check back and that 250 would all of a sudden become 190. So it's like, what's going on there? Did I have 60 bots that YouTube all of a sudden realized were bots, so they removed them from the final total? Or were they like embeds that they were watching from like an embedded link on Twitter and then so they don't count those? Like, I don't know, but bots are real, guys. Bots are, they're a huge problem on the internet.
But it seemed like the slam was a little bit too hard because it looked like Psycho Stu was knocked out right at the slam. But I don't know if my son knew he was knocked out right in there because that was in the script. He's supposed to fuck up Psycho Stu. And so he knew it. That's the only reason why my son accepted his apology. He said, all right, if I can fuck him up, because what mind you, my son.
Yeah, but you're telling me your son thought that meant I could go in there and just beat him and knock the teeth out of his fucking skull? That your son thought that's what that meant?
_unstoppable_4_life super chatted $2. I'm real.
I know you're real, Be Unstoppable. That's the one thing that separates the bots from the real people. Bots don't send super chats. We know this. Thank you, Be Unstoppable. And again, none of you guys in this chat are bots, okay? You are all real people, okay? 100% all real. Even if you hate me, you're real, okay?
Live streaming on his own platform.
Did you speak to him before? I know there was that one conversation, but did you speak to him before he went in the ring about what he was planning on doing?
No. He didn't tell me he was going in the ring. I was live streaming in New York. I was with Sneeko. I was hanging out with Jake Shields. And my chat telling me, hey, man, your son is getting jumped by dudes in tights. So I called my son, hey, you getting jumped by a bunch of dudes in tights? What's going on? And he was,
you said you were. I heard you were hugging on a bunch of dudes on tight. You made it look like he was having a gay orgy with a bunch of gay wrestlers. That's what you did.
Then and he was serious.
In the moment, I can see how that would be funny, but with hindsight of what went down, it's actually not that funny anymore.
He said, "Oh." Then I started watching the stream, and people telling me they sent me a clip of him getting hit upside the head with a damn can, and he hid the fact that he got written into a pro wrestling match because he knew I would have told him to take his ass home because he got a fucking concussion.
Right. So what did he tell you?
He just told me, oh, everything cool. He hit me in the head with the can and it didn't hurt, and then he said everything cool. And I said, son, I said, you good? Did you get done? No. They didn't jump me. He said, everything cool. I'm live streaming. And he kept it short because he was live. He was talking.
I almost want to play this clip again. I'd have to find it. Who knows how long that would take, but it makes me want to play the clip again. To be like, no, this is really how the conversation went. And you're making it seem like you were just like, oh, son, it's your father. I love you, son. Are you okay? Are you okay, son? Don't remember, I'm there for you and I love you no matter what. I'm sure that's the shit Roger needed to hear in his life. Instead of being called a bitch and fucking always being picked on. Did you ever be like, son, I know I'm rough on you, but I need you to know that no matter what, I'll always love you. Did you ever tell your son that? I hope you did. I hope you did.
Yeah.
Because kids need to hear that sometimes.
Talk on the phone that much.
Especially when you have a very disciplined father who's just like constantly like, oh, nope, do this. Like constantly on your ass to be a better person. Like when you're that kind of father, you do have to have moments with your son that they understand that everything is coming from a place of love. I don't know. I'm sure they had those conversations though.
When you're live, you don't want to text that much. You don't want to talk. You want to like concentrate.
Sure.
And so he hit the fact that he was getting that ring, and that's part of the reason why I don't fuck with Roger right now. I'm mad at him.
Can I ask about that? As a father, just curious. This is a tough time for your son, I would imagine. You clearly have stated
So he's disowning his son? He don't talk to his son no more?
You don't agree with what he did. You think he went too far. You have even said you think he should be arrested.
Right.
Despite that, why cut him off? Why not talk to him? Why not be there for him?
Good question.
Well, I feel like I'm here for him. Like, I'm paying for his legal fees. I'm here for him for that. But listen, Roger, he want to be an adult. He want to do everything his way. He won't take my advice. I can't make Roger do anything. But Roger has been doing the opposite of whatever I've been telling him to do. So, this is me. He's my son. I love him dearly. But he's.
Look, I'll be honest. I'll be fair to Rampage for a moment. I don't know the shit that was going on behind the scenes. Maybe they had some good moments. Maybe Rampage actually tried to give him good advice. And maybe Raja's just an idiot who doesn't want to listen to his father. Because that's what it sounds like his father's saying. Is that his son is just a problem kid who won't listen to his dad. I wonder if that's true.
He just honored my name too, though.
Oh, yeah. Again, he's the victim. Rampage is the victim. I forgot. I keep forgetting. Rampage is the victim. Rampage is the one who's suffering here.
I'm highly, you guys, I can't even put in words how upset I am with my son. You know, he just honored my name. You know, I've been in this sport for a long time, and when he did that, they're like, son of MMA, Rampage Jackson goes out. That's my fucking name. You know, I don't do that shit. I don't go around beating up people on the street to a bloody pulp. I don't do that shit. I fuck up doors and stuff like that. I know what the fuck I'm doing when there's a camera around. Trust me, I know what the fuck I'm doing. Well, I don't go around beating the fuck out of people. There's a lot of people that fuck with me, and I just want to like get the fuck away from me and stuff. I know that, but
he did have an incident. What was it? 2008, where he was like in that monster truck type thing, and he was running from the police and got into an accident, and one of the cars he hit, the lady was pregnant, and she miscarried. I wonder what happened there. Why were you running from the police? I remember hearing that, and I was like, oh no, this was a long time ago too. I was like, oh no, another fucking MMA fighter crash out. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's such a fucked up situation. It really is.
I would buy people beers or drinks. Like, let me buy you this drink so I don't fuck you up, please. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a person that's going around beating up people. But now I'm on edge with all these death threats. Like, I'm a very accessible guy, and people approach me all the time. You know what I'm saying? Roger, what he did involved me and my safety and my other kids' safety. So yeah, he just honored my name, and he put his whole family in harm's way. Like, I'm from Memphis. I'm from the South. I don't put none past racist people. I'm sorry. They got a lot of hatred in their heart. They just want any reason to justify their hatred for people and say it. And this is a good reason for them to be all in my DMs saying stuff to me. Like, your skin will crawl if I showed you some of the DMs I got, Ariel.
I can't imagine. Why don't you shut it off?
Fuck that. I'm living my.
Yeah, good point. Good point. You can turn your DMs off. You're in a situation where you're going to get a lot of heat because of what your son did, and your DMs are just open to anybody.
Life. I ain't scared of nobody. I ain't scared of nobody. But I'm just letting you know, if some more news pop off about me, like in the near future, you know what it's about. I ain't running from nobody. I ain't scared of nobody. I'm not finna shut up. I was told to shut off my comments for.
Are we gonna see Rampage almost murders? I've seen a few clips where Rampage like gets mad at people. Like, they come up to him, and like one guy like tapped him on his shoulder. Like, it was a kid. It was like a 20-year-old kid that's like a fan of Rampage that tapped him on his shoulder, and then Rampage basically said, I mean, he could get his ass kicked doing something. Like, I see Rampage doing that a lot. He doesn't actually beat anybody's ass, but there's a lot of threats of beating people's asses. So it's like, he wants to. He just doesn't do it.
A little bit, but I was like, fuck that shit. I'm coming back on. I don't give a fuck. Let them say what they want, as long as nobody come up to me and touch me, or my son, or my other kids. Then we be good. You know. So, but fuck all that. Roger, I think that he should do a little time, do a little community service, and go to anger management class, see some therapy.
But that goes like some people said it was attempted murder and things like that. That's not a little time.
It wasn't attempted murder because he wasn't trying to kill the guy.
Does it matter if you weren't trying to kill the guy? Does that matter? Like, there's a lot of drunk drivers They weren't trying to kill anybody. It doesn't matter what he was trying to do. His actions are what matter. And his actions could have led to that guy dying. He's lucky he didn't. It doesn't matter what he was trying to do. Maybe there's some legal definition where it matters. Like, maybe it won't be attempted murder. It'll be like extreme battery or whatever. But yeah. Look at his eye movement.
Stevens super chatted $1.99. Look at his eye movement.
Well, he's clearly going to be really thinking about everything he's going to say, right? Like, this is a big deal. Every word that comes out of his mouth is going to be scrutinized very heavily.
How do you know?
Because that's my son. I know my son. Roger wasn't trying to kill nobody. He wasn't trying to kill it. He wasn't trying to kill that guy. Roger probably didn't even know how bad he hurt that guy.
Well, he didn't mean to kill the guy, and then he wasn't trying to kill the guy. He didn't know how bad he was going to hurt the guy. What does that matter? If you have a pit bull that goes off and almost kills somebody, oh, but the pit bull didn't know how strong he was. He didn't know his own strength. He didn't know he was going to kill somebody by attacking their throat with his fucking teeth. Like, at that point, does it matter? He's still going to cause damage. He's still a threat to society. I don't know. I wish them both the best of luck, to be honest. I do. I hope Raja gets his life together, and in 5 to 10 years, they go to enough therapy that they can get this anger shit under control. I mean, it happens. We all get mad sometimes. We all have moments where we want to fucking punch somebody, but you don't. Like this morning, I woke up, checked my comments. The first comment I saw was somebody complaining because I interrupt clips too much. You know, I wanted to go find the guy and punch him in the face. Especially in the morning. Oh man, in the morning, I got to get my coffee. I got to get time to wake up. Like, if I ever do kill somebody, it'll probably be because they woke me up with bad news. Or they started talking shit to me like right as I woke up. But yeah, you don't do it though. You don't do it. That's the difference between killers, murderers, and just the regular person. The regular person gets angry, wants to punch somebody, wants to attack somebody, but they don't do it because they know it's wrong. And they have self-control that their emotions don't dictate their actions. And then the side that has no emotional control, they give into that shit. And then some people are just sadistic too. Like, there's the sadistic types who just enjoy hurting people. But yeah, I think we've heard enough of this fucking victim blaming bullshit. Since you guys brought up BJ Penn, let's watch this. I did plan on watching this the other day, but I kind of forgot about it. But yeah, let's check out. I brought this up earlier. Y'all seemed interested in it. This is his channel, Manned. I watched this channel before. They do good work. But yeah, he basically breaks down the whole BJ Penn situation.
It's going to be like, man, I really did that. Right now, I'm kind of wrapped in the middle. I don't see what's going on. I'm kind of stuck here.
But before we get into this, 94 likes, 6 away from 100. Be the lucky 100 like, you know, that's very special. Whoever hits 100, the guy that hits 100, you're special. Let's smash the like. Let's see if we can get to 100. If you're joining the show, I don't promote my memberships too often, but if you do want to become a member, it does help the show. It helps me keep doing the show. The link is in the description. You can also support on Patreon. I'm going to try to start doing more like member only shit. Maybe, you know, the thing is, I feel like people are going to get annoyed if I do like a member only stream or something like that, but I'm probably going to start doing more of that. And maybe some exclusive Patreon stuff. So yeah, you can also support me on Patreon. All the links are in the description. And join the Discord. Become a part of the community. You can help me figure out what topics I want to talk about, you know, or just chit chat with the community about whatever the fuck's going on. We got a nice little Discord going on. So if you do use Discord, the link's in the description. Go join up. All right, let's get this. Oh, got to 100. Whoever it was that just clicked 100, you're the winner today. Thank you guys.
I'm just trying to do my best, you know, and after this is done, I'm going to look back and say, man, you know, maybe talking to my kids or maybe just a drunk down at the beach saying, hey, I used to be world champ. They're like, shut up, old man, get out of here, you know, and I'm like, no, I was the best at one time. They would be like, yeah, but we'll see what happens.
Lorraine Shin, my brothers GD Penn, Reagan Penn, and Kalani Mamazuka were all murdered
BJ was a really good kid.
BJ Penn was arrested yesterday for the third time in 6 days. The 46-year-old was first arrested on May 25th for allegedly assaulting his 79-year-old mother by taking her mail, shining a flashlight in her eyes, then shoving her into a vehicle. The next day, he was arrested again for violating a stay-away order by entering her home. And officers arrested Penn for the third time yesterday after he missed a court hearing.
You were the fucking man, because you were a smaller guy who choked out Matt Hughes, you know, who was so fucking good at the time, man. And Matt Hughes was a tank.
Bro, I really liked BJ Penn. BJ Penn was like special. His jiu-jitsu was like special. And I wasn't even a big like jiu-jitsu guy. But BJ Penn would do shit like nobody else could do. Like you could have his leg and he would be on one leg hopping around and you still couldn't get him to the ground. Like it's sad because this is an era, this, you know, BJ Penn, Matt Hughes. This was an era when I was really into MMA. I got into MMA, you know, I watched the early UFCs, like the Royce Gracie shit when I was a kid. Wasn't a huge fan. I found it really boring. But then the Ultimate Fighter, Forrest Griffin, Stephan Bonner, like that shit was so fucking hype. It was so fucking awesome. And that got me and like the whole world into MMA at that time. Was it like 2006 or whatever? And this little crop of fighters, like I miss them. When they all kind of fell out, I just stopped being interested in MMA. You know, the Chuck Liddells, the Rashad Evans, the Matt Hugheses, the Rich Franklins, the Fedor Emelianenko, the Randy Couture's, and it's like, I just don't, I mean, even John Jones and Anderson Silva, like they were a part of it at the beginning too, near the tail end of it. But God, I just, once all those fighters kind of just started dropping off, I just couldn't really get into the new wave of fighters, you know?
When you got his back and choked him, everybody's like, oh,
Diego
shit.
Sanchez.
Jiu-jitsu's
Like,
back.
People forgot. They forgot those times, BJ. And, you know, there was a run like the Sean Shirk days, the Diego Sanchez days. You were a scary motherfucker, dude. You were a scary motherfucker. You were tuned in.
Man.
When you were tuned in, man, you were something fierce.
And fans have become more concerned about Penn after a series of social media posts showing erratic and unusual behavior.
And this is not my mother. And I'm putting this up because she's saying that she's going to get an attorney and try to do something. She's trying to throw me out, and if I attack her, she'll try to do something, TRO or something else, but she's...
The Just One says that all these MMA fighters are going to end up like Muhammad Ali. I remember early on, that was one of the things that was said about MMA was like, it's not going to cause as much brain damage as boxing, because boxing is 12 rounds. You got these heavy gloves constantly bouncing your head around. So you got 12 rounds of your brain just rattling inside your skull. So like it's so much worse than like MMA where you're not going to take as many hits and you're going to be knocked out quicker. So your brain actually takes less damage. I still kind of believe that in a way. I still think boxing is worse, but that doesn't mean people still are not going to end up with some sort of trauma, especially if they're taking a lot of shots to the head during training, you know, if they're training too hard.
Fuck you, what? You can only do this because you get the government behind you. Fuck you, like get crazy.
That behavior culminated in Penn being arrested twice over the Memorial Day weekend for alleged domestic abuse against his mother.
No, I guess they said that I was harassing somebody.
I'm not sure what he did. What did he do? What did he do? That's my question.
Hit me! No, hit me! I'm hit me! Why do you have that in my face?
How much is the...
That's his mom screaming for him to hit him. That's a little weird when your mom's screaming for her son to hit her. I think at this point, she was just so fed up with BJ because BJ's just been losing his mind for a while now. And spoiler alert, I do think it's meth. This guy will go into deeper detail, by the way.
The bell, you guys.
I don't know yet. We'll have to see.
You don't know yet.
On social media, you may be aware of an unfolding family drama. Penn has been accusing his loved ones of being imposters who are out to get him.
Tonight, a mental health specialist tells us this could be linked to a traumatic brain injury.
He was on the side, like he was elbowing me and punching me, and I remember he yelled to the referee, who was Big John McCarthy, "Jesus Christ, Big John, are you gonna stop this thing?"
Muslim or Mormon.
Oh, he heard him! He heard him! He heard him. This is it, boys.
Hey, I'm
this
depressed. Pour me that wine.
Oh my God, Big John stepping in here.
Fucking
BJ's
Callan
moving.
told him to keep
BJ's
his hands
still
up.
moving.
I told
He's
him
still
to keep his
moving.
hands up.
He's still moving. God damn.
Hey, stop
Who
the
survives
fight.
better than
Hey,
BJ?
stop the fight.
No, not yet.
Yes,
Yep,
you got.
that's
It's a
it.
legend.
That's it.
It's a
One of the few times Brendan Schaub's the smartest guy in the room, right?
legend.
He's the videos of BJ Penn. I mean, BJ Penn is an absolute legend in this sport. I know how you feel about him personally. So there are some people out there who have criticized you for continuing to give him fights.
Yep.
Then you see videos come out of him, in an altercation in Hawaii. What were your thoughts when you saw those videos?
He won't fight again.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's a wrap. After what I saw on that video, BJ needs to, he needs to focus on his personal life and get himself together before he thinks about fighting again.
Have you informed him of that yet?
I haven't personally, but yes, we have as a company. Yes.
He was aggressive towards her, and that forced her to threaten him with a TRO. And with that information in mind, I think that this situation has officially crossed over from crazy to dangerous. This guy BJ, who suffered several lifetimes worth of brain damage while he was a UFC fighter, is currently unable to recognize his own mom and thinks that she's an imposter who's out to steal his family's money. He is living under the same roof as her as we speak, and I am not exaggerating when I say that I am kind of fearful for that old lady's safety. Lorraine Shin declares that she believes that BJ is suffering from Capgras delusion, and she asks the court for a 6-month restraining order be granted and that he be made to undergo medical.
Yeah, Capgras illusion. That's where you think everybody has been replaced by an imposter. And I think it's tied to meth use. I gotta look that
treatment
up.
and or therapy.
In Capgras syndrome, patients believe that people close to them, like a spouse, children, or parents, have been replaced by imposters who look and act just like their loved ones. Many Capgras patients start to identify an increasing number of imposters in their life until their worlds are filled with imposters.
Even if you're my mom, even if you're my mom and you walk inside there, even if you really were my, okay, I'm just gonna tell you, even if you really were my mom, you gotta be scared of that. Even if you really were my mom.
This is what it says. Yeah, this is him fighting, trying to tell his mom he's not. I mean, this is so sad. Capgras syndrome, where someone believes a loved one has been replaced by an imposter, isn't directly caused by methamphetamine use, but there's a connection worth unpacking. Meth, a potent stimulant, can mess with your brain's wiring. Specifically, it floods the dopamine system and can damage areas like the frontal and temporal lobes. Don't do meth, guys, which are involved in facial recognition and emotional processing. So yeah, you could do enough meth that you can damage the part of your brain involved in facial recognition and emotional processing. I'm sure all the damage, I mean, it could be a combination, but I'm sure the meth use is not helping. Allegedly.
To say that I own nothing is gonna screw you guys bad. You do know that, right, Lorraine?
Looks like Bijo's losing it again. I told you guys about this shit like a year ago, and I was the bad guy. Everybody's like, bro, leave Bijo alone, bro. That's my uncle. He's a champ. You just hating on the champ. Just like that. That's exactly how the comments would read. And then now the comments is slowly changing. Oh, brother Bijo, no kill your whole family, bro. Oh, brother Bijo, you're a champ, bro. Please get help. Oh, man, this is so sad to watch this CTE. CTE! Billy, that's M-E-T-H. Meth.
There's some shady fucking dudes he's hanging around too. This guy's gonna get into that. But like the end of this video is pretty eye-opening to me as to what's going on. People taking advantage of him.
Let's get straight into it. So this video was actually going to be my first video onto YouTube until the whole Raja Jackson situation took place.
It's Raja Obama.
It was originally just a 1-minute edit with no commentary, just kind of explaining what was going on, but since you guys gave me this opportunity to make videos, I get to tell you guys what's going on with the BJ Penn situation. Now, I could go over all the DUIs, alleged drug abuse, domestic abuse, and even his own Raja moments. And trust me, we're going to get into some of that, but this is mainly going to be explaining the recent altercation with his mom and what eventually led to his arrest that night. So to give a little bit of backstory to this whole thing, over the last couple of years, BJ's been posting about a CIA government-funded secret society of people that wear masks that not only cause all of the world's problems, but also murder, kidnap, and steal from the people of Hawaii as they please. At first, it started off with him posting just random strangers saying that they were imposters. He's so paranoid about this, he was just recording random strangers walking around the airport. And then he'll post these videos of these people using these special effects masks, and I guess this is his proof to show that this is a possibility of this happening, that these masks are a real thing. But I mean, in all honesty, it kind of just seems like BJ ended up on the wrong side of the internet. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to believe Michael Jackson faked his death and went to go live on an island. And I mean, it's insane to see an Instagram like this where...
I've seen that conspiracy. By the way, I got to shout this channel out again, just in case you guys missed. This guy's a new channel, and he's doing good work. Go give him a subscribe. Mand. I watched his video on Raja and Rampage. I think I've shouted him out before. Yeah, go give him a follow if you're into MMA documentaries and shit. This guy does good work. Plus, he uses great piano backtracks. I love it.
BJ will say he's impossible to manipulate, but then post a video like this.
This is bullshit. That's a mask. That's a skin mask. It ain't normal.
And I know I'm not supposed to be cracking jokes considering the fact that he's 100% serious, but some of these memes are pretty funny. So the first actors / imposters that he was able to point out were mainly just celebrities like Jake Paul or politicians that he didn't like. But the first instance of anyone close to him actually being an imposter was actually his baby mama Shaylin.
David did not pray for Goliath. He killed his ass. BJ Penn will not pray for CPS. Kalani Mota or whoever's in there now, who was the husband of the fake person who was stealing my money, coming after all you motherfuckers. BJ Penn will not pray for family court or the judges and lawyers. I will not pray for Judge Maria Penn for coming after you. I will not pray for any of the lawyers, John Schmitty, coming after all of you guys. BJ Penn will not pray for the thieves who stole my money, my time, my reputation, my kids, and my life. BJ Penn will attack all of you with...
I mean, this is where it sounds a little scary. I'm glad he hasn't actually fucking attacked anybody, but it sounds like, you know, when people lose touch with reality like this, it can go to a really, really dark and dangerous place. So, this is kind of scary.
Such ferocity and so vicious.
Yeah, the beat does go hard.
So hard that your mother will feel it.
Now, I know you guys just heard that, and if this isn't a threat, then I don't know what is, especially with this.
Meth might make you crazy. It might make you not recognize your family members, but it definitely helps with the editing.
Blood splatter effect in the background. I mean, he's trying to tell us that David did not pray for Goliath. He just straight up killed him. And now BJ's comparing himself to him, saying he's not going to pray for CPS and that he's not going to pray for his family or the judges or lawyers, that he's just going to, yeah. And then BJ will post something crazy like this, saying that she's been an agent for years, was giving lies to CPS, secretly recording him for 10 years to steal money, and then now he's paying child support to fake kids who don't really exist. And he promises to end her. And he put the middle finger emoji on the baby. Now, the first instance that we have of these imposters hurting BJ's family is from a post on April 5th, where he says, "You fucked with the wrong guy. I'm still alive. I have nothing left to lose. No family, no kids, no love, and I know everyone involved." And then just 3 days later, BJ posts up a video about his brother JD being replaced.
I made a video earlier talking about my mom and my brothers getting hurt. This is real JD and fake JD. Real JD has all of his teeth and a pointy chin. Fake JD is taller and has a crooked front left tooth and no back teeth, even though me, JD, and Reagan never had a cavity in our whole entire lives. I finally found a real picture of JD, his wedding picture. The fake JD with no teeth is from the last Thanksgiving a couple.
He thinks he has no teeth because these are in shadow. I mean, it's clearly what's going on. It's a shadow. It happens. Sometimes light doesn't get into the tiny little cracks around the mouth, so he thinks he's missing teeth. Yeah. Don't do meth, guys. Okay? Do not do meth.
A couple months ago. This is the original picture that I noticed something was strange because his...
Is Alex Jones pro-Theo, Jack? I haven't seen Alex Jones be pro-Theo.
The eye color was brown, not black, and had a crooked front tooth, which I never saw before. I googled JD's name and there were no pictures of him on the internet, only one or two of himself and none showing his teeth. So I asked Rich Cho, Bellator matchmaker who is always with JD, to send me a picture of JD with his teeth. Rich sent a picture, but it looked like it was photoshopped. His tooth was extra white, so I kept bugging fake Lorraine chin.
That's crazy. So he literally gets his brother to send him a photo of himself so he can see that like he has all of his teeth. And then he's like, the teeth are photoshopped. There's no getting him out of this delusion at this point.
About JD's teeth and that it wasn't him. To have JD send me a picture and then this new fake JD guy sends a picture of all of his teeth back in his mouth. Third JD has a growth up on his right eye. His right cauliflower ear is coming.
Now, not only does he not recognize his own brother, he doesn't recognize his own nephews too, and starts to flame them.
I try to push them together in a collage thing just to try to line it up, just to see if it is real, and realize how many people are playing JD. In this picture that I noticed, the kids look like Fraggle Rock. LJ's neck is so long, so I compared him to long neck guy, and then I looked at the younger boy MJ, and his eye goes by the nose, and there's nothing here that looks like LJ.
Directly after this post, the very next day on April 9th, BJ posts about how his brother Reagan, Kaylani, and his mother were all murdered by the same people who took JD.
Lorraine Shin, my brothers JD Penn, Reagan Penn, and Kalani, Mama Zuka were all murdered. And this picture right here, I took it during the governor's campaign. My mom's anti-helix is falling off.
That's so crazy, right? So like all of a sudden your son is just running around to every family member like, let me take a picture of your ear. Come here, let me take a picture of your ear. Oh, let me take a picture of your teeth. And it's like, what's going on? And then you find out they've lost their minds and they actually think I've been replaced. I've been murdered and replaced by someone else. I know meth can make people lose their fucking minds. So it could be meth, but I would say in this case, it's probably both. It's probably a lifetime of head trauma mixed with meth.
And in her ear, and then you can see the two different kind of skins on the back of her neck, that she's wearing some kind of makeup, a skin makeup. And then here's my brother. I thought his ears looked funny, so I go, let me see your ears. And then I looked and I saw his eye later, and then he has freckles on his ear. And none of us have freckles, not even my white dad doesn't even have freckles. So I want to ask the Hilo Police Department, what are you guys going to do? Let's get these guys. Let's get these guys. They got murdered. They go find out these people, and then we got to take DNA tests for all the other.
Now, before I go any further, I wanted to bring up this post that happened recently on BJ's Instagram where he was freaking out about this guy up in a tree.
This is a perfect example. That's what the guy was doing it with his hands in the other video.
This is him having a complete fucking mental detachment where he thinks somebody's like staring at him from the trees or something. I don't know. But this is like classic meth behavior.
So you see that little wall? You can't see inside. I kidnap.
Masked, you know what's blackout vine rope curtains to kidnap men, women, and
people, rape little kids, mass can't. Why else would you be doing this kind of stuff? You know, you see it right here?
Now, I don't know what this is screaming to you, but it's screaming meth to me. But to me, it seems BJ's very paranoid about these people that are supposedly after to get him. Which, I mean, according to him, these tree ninjas will break into houses and murder whole families.
Tree ninjas? I'm sorry, I don't know why that made me laugh. Tree ninjas. Okay.
Families that reach a certain tax bracket, so...
I thought all ninjas knew how to hide in trees. Like, that's just Ninja 101.
I guess he's one of their targets. And I know that there's people out there that say that there's no definitive proof that BJ was ever really on drugs, but I'm gonna choose to believe his baby mama's police report, and she says he's been on drugs since he was 14. She even has stories of this dude BJ getting cocaine on his oldest daughter and freaking out and wanting to commit. Now, the reason that I bring this up is because everyone likes to narrow...
According to his baby mama, he got cocaine on his daughter? Yeah, I've got a Rakita situation going on.
Down all of these posts to Capgras syndrome or CTE. And while I get where some people are coming from, this just seems like too much of a nervous breakdown kind of thing than thinking that this guy's an imposter. Now, I lean more toward the drug side whenever it comes to videos like these, but let me know what you think. Now, I'm going to be using BJ's mom's statements to kind of help explain what's going on in this video of BJ getting arrested. So, according to BJ's mom, BJ's been using this psychological abuse for months now, saying that she is not his mom, that she killed his whole family, and is now there to take the rest of the PIN assets. So the first post that we got of BJ explaining that his mom is an imposter was on April 9th, which means the last time that we knew that his mom wasn't an imposter was from a post from February 19th, the day before her birthday. Which means something happened in between those two dates to make BJ believe that she was an imposter. After doom scrolling through his Instagram so much, I wasn't really able to find anything, but using this video from a couple days before his arrest, it's safe to assume it was over some ownership of a business.
You owe, I just want 51%.
You owe nothing.
I just want 51. What do you mean?
Nothing.
But you love.
I'm just telling you.
You're gonna get yourself into a much bigger problem. We walk inside.
Nothing.
We go inside the court and you start saying I owe nothing. You're gonna get into a big problem.
I'm
no,
ready.
we're just talking.
I'm ready.
What are you ready for?
Let's go.
Even if you're my mom, even if you're my mom, and you walk inside there.
I don't think his mom is knowing how to handle this. I don't know. I get it. It's probably difficult on his mom, but like, why argue with a person who's having a complete mental break, a complete break with reality? He needs to be in a fucking facility as soon as possible, if you ask me.
Even if you really were my, okay, I'm just gonna tell you, even if you really were my mom, you gotta be scared of that. Even if you really were my mom, to say that I own nothing is gonna screw you.
Yeah, Right Anon says, wait, what if he's right? Wait, what if he's right? Oh my God, dude. Good, I mean, you know, it could be possible that his like family did some shady business shit and took advantage of the money he made. That's possible.
Wilford Brimley,
but it seems too much like a
$2.
meth crash
Alex
out.
versus Owen is the best WWE lore in years.
Yeah, dude. Owen hasn't even responded yet, has he? I think that's how you know, like, Owen's probably winning the publicity war, you know, who looks better, who looks worse, because Owen's just like, I'll just shut up. I already won this round. No reason for me to respond. I don't think Owen's responded at all, but yeah. No one cuts a better wrestling promo than Alex Jones. The WWE really should bring him on. Just let him do a few runs, maybe like one run a year, like one run up to a pay-per-view. Let him go in and do a fucking storyline where he's like a manager that gets involved now and then, you know? Definitely got to be a heel character. Dude, people would love it. People would go batshit crazy.
You guys bad. You do know that, right, Lorraine?
So to start things off, on May 11th, BJ's mom came home from a trip to find all her clothes, shoes, jewelry, personal items, and even bed gone from her room. She confronts BJ, but he says he doesn't know. But we know from BJ's Instagram that he was pretty upset this day, posting a Mother's Day post to himself for staying strong through all the drama. Then he proceeds to diss his whole family. Then, just 5 days after filing a police report, BJ steals her driver's license, credit cards, and all the locks to the safe, which she also had to make a separate report for. And then, just 9 days later after that, BJ's first arrest came. By then, in those 9 days, BJ's mom put up cameras on the inside and out.
Keep watching till the end, though, guys, because the end, I think, reveals what's going on. I think he's got people that are around him that are maybe providing the drugs, you know, definitely not helping, but then also taking advantage of, like, BJ for money. So it's almost like he's got these parasites that are keeping him fucked up on drugs and feeding him with a bunch of bullshit, trying to make him believe that his family's not real, and then also spending his money. Just keep watching.
Outside of the house, and not only that, she put a deadbolt on her door. This lady was fearing for her life. She then found out that he had glued her deadlock shut and then was trying to take down the cameras that she had set up on the inside and the outside of the house. He later told the police that he was told to do that. Thankfully, BJ's brother Reagan was able to climb through the window and unlock it for her. After not being able to find her mail, she confronts BJ, who lies again, but was later caught with her mail in the backseat of a friend's car. When she went to go call the police, BJ blinded her with a flashlight in her eyes, and even after she tried to turn around, he continued to flash her and blind her. That's whenever she tries to grab the flashlight and BJ pushes her up against the car. She yells for Reagan and tells BJ to hit her.
See, that part's weird. It does make you wonder if, like, they're happy about it, or, like, they can take advantage and, like, maybe get his money if he gets locked away. I don't know. Again, I'm just speculating. I don't want to get sued, but it does seem weird when the mother's arguing with the son about money while the son's having a mental break and he doesn't even believe that you're real. Like, at that point, why would you argue with somebody that's crazy? Like, you should be, you know, calling the whatever the line is to be like, I need my son committed because he's lost touch with reality. He needs help. And then you're going to be yelling to your son to hit me, hit me, hit me, hit me. Like, what the fuck? That's like, you want something bad to happen so you can actually get him arrested? Like, I don't know, but then who knows, like, the level of shit that BJ's putting her through. Maybe she's just not handling it well. I don't know, but it's crazy. It's a crazy situation.
Hit me! Reagan! Hit me! Why do you have that in my face?
But after so much psychological abuse, I think she would just rather be done. Reagan came just in time to help Mom, and she was able to call 911. BJ got arrested and was told to stay away for 48 hours. The morning after, BJ's mom was upstairs when she heard a noise downstairs and caught a video of BJ running out of the house. She says he drove away in the same car of the friend of last night's, leading to our arrest video. Now, there isn't much to break down in the video of his arrest, other than the fact that we're going to be paying attention to BJ's guests and cameraman.
Yeah, this is the part I was talking about.
Just listen to how much times this guy mentions money.
I gotta grab some stuff. He has the money.
He don't have no money.
Yes, he does. How did I break the law? He has. I didn't.
What?
So this is BJ about to be arrested. This chick and this dude who are like, they seem like hanger-oners of BJ, are talking about how much money BJ has and like how they got to get this money off of him before he leaves.
Yes. He got whatever from.
I don't know about any of that.
You have to bail him out because he has money. You can bail him out. Just grab stuff in his pocket. BJ.
So what am I supposed to do?
We'll go get him from the police station. Where's your money? In your pocket?
What?
Your money.
What about it?
Do you have it in your pocket?
No, money. You take with you. You have to put them in my pocket if I.
Oh, you got it.
Okay, you guys can just put it back in your back pocket, okay?
Just leave that here, cause I got no money right now.
Put it back in his back pocket. No, you know what? You gotta come with me to bail me out.
Yeah, you can't. You don't need that money in it. Leave it here.
Is this I'm not gonna be bailed out?
Let me grab his money, cause I got nothing.
Where's your phone?
BJ.
I'll be able to get out tonight, huh?
So this guy's name is Pete Lestas, and I'm just going to come out and say it. I don't trust this guy. From the amount of times that he's asked for money, I can tell that he's done it before, and he knows that BJ will say yes.
So let's grab that money before he goes disappearing.
Dude, some people, I'm not saying that this is the case, but it sure seems like it could be. There are sick fucking parasitic people who will get somebody vulnerable and get them hooked on drugs and then try to like basically take everything they have through their addiction. And that could be what's going on here, because keep watching. It also seems like this guy is helping push the delusions that BJ's having as well at the same time about his family.
Now, this is the part of the video that had me pretty upset, just knowing that BJ probably believes every word that this guy says and that he enables every second of it.
Just be calm. Hey, this is all fake. Just be careful. I don't know what we did wrong.
Now, I can't really prove it past.
Just tell him, hey, this is all fake. I don't know, man. This story, it's a winder. It winds. Makes you wonder what's going on here. If he's just like being fed drugs nonstop and fucking being told all this crazy shit to fucking make him go crazy so they can get his money. I don't know.
Past this video, but I just know that this guy's feeding into BJ's delusions about imposters, saying something like this is all fake after helping BJ break into his mom's house and he's getting arrested. And I was able to look it up on Reddit, but I wasn't really able to find anything other than the fact that he would slur his words, may have had an opiate addiction, and the fact that his academy stinks. Even something about how he wanted to show all of BJ's belts at the end. It's almost like he knew he wouldn't be able to come back into that house. So that was the BJ Penn situation.
Yeah. You guys seemed interested, so I figured we'd watch it. It's not good. It's not good. I hope BJ gets some help, man. Sounds like he needs some real mental. I mean, if he's on some sort of drugs, he needs to obviously get off them and seek some psychiatric help. Maybe like a month stay in a nice little beach town. A little beach rehab, something like that. But yeah, we have to save him, Zato. Oh wait, what? Yeah, no, I mean, dude, BJ's like, he's always seemed like a good dude, you know? I mean, maybe he was always a piece of shit behind the scene drug addict. That's possible too, but I always liked BJ. He always seemed like a good dude. No doubt about it, one of the most talented MMA fighters we've ever seen. For the time, it evolved so quick, you know? Yeah, did we watch this one already? Yeah, we watched that one already. Let's see if we got anything else. Yeah, there's a picture of Stu for you guys who are trying to say, oh, actually, he doesn't even look like he got hurt. Yeah, he did. He lost half his teeth. Not good. And he ended up choking on those teeth as well. All right, here's a short little clip. So RFK was out there sparring off with Senator Bernie Sanders. RFK's he's one of the few shining spots right now I can look at and I can go, he seems like he's doing good work. But again, he always calls out how these guys got paid by Big Pharma, and they fucking hate that.
Every single Republican, I don't mean to be political here, Mr. Chairman, has received PAC money from the pharmaceutical industry. Are they all corrupt as well?
And I'm telling you, the American Heart Association has been
Yes, they are.
co-opted by the food
Everybody but you, Senator. But you know what? When you ran for president, we have a corrupt campaign finance system. Maybe you will agree with me on that. Okay, you were already president. You got a billionaire behind it. You received $300,000 from people, not from the industry, people in it, as I did, from individuals. You corrupt. President Trump got $3 million. Every Republican got corporate PAC money for the pharmaceutical industry. Democrats as well. Everybody is corrupt, but you?
I agree with that. Everybody is corrupt.
Is that what we're looking at? I don't think so. And I think the issue now...
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, I think you do know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The issue is every time anyone disagrees with you...
Are you saying the pharmaceutical industry was supporting my presidential campaign?
I'm saying...
I don't think so.
I'm not saying that.
So Bernie received a shitload of money from the medical industry, pharmaceutical industry, whatever. I forget But see, his cope is always like, it was a bunch of individual donations. It was from people who work in that industry. I didn't get it from the industry. It was a bunch of individual donations. Like, yeah, of course, I'm sure there's no funny business there. I'm sure they're not trying to hide, donations to look like individual donations. I'm sure they don't do that. I'm sure the corporations aren't like, oh yeah, obviously we can't give you money, but what we can do is we can give you a bunch of donors from our company. I don't know. I still think the way they behave, obviously, like the vaccines and other shit, they behave like they've taken money. And then when you look and you see, oh yeah, they did get a bunch of donations. Oh, but they're individual donations. So just ignore it. Just ignore it. It's like, no. Clearly, like, look at how fucking terrible the situation is with healthcare right now. And you guys aren't actually making anything better. And then you get all this money from these same fucking industries. It's a little sus, dude. It's a little sus.
Single Republican, I don't mean to be political here, Mr. Chairman, has received PAC money from the pharmaceutical industry. Are they all corrupt as well?
And I'm telling you, the American...
Yes, they are. Yes, Bernie, they fucking are. What was there another one? Oh yeah, somebody wanted me to react to this earlier. I think everybody's I don't know why people are mad about this. I get it. Like, if we did the same thing, they'd be upset. If we did a blackface skit, we'd be called racist, and he can do a white skit where he paints himself as a white guy. But we really should not be hypocrites. And on our end, right? Like, let them be hypocrites. We shouldn't be hypocrites. If people want to make a comedy and they want to make fun of white people or do a bit like this, whatever, dude. I thought there were some moments that were pretty funny. Let's watch it. This is Drewski. I like how they even got the sunburn. At first I was like, man, the color doesn't match. Like, they fucked up on this part. Like, this part looks like a white guy, but then this part, I was like, oh no, they're trying to give him sunburn. The redneck look.
Here's the love. Here's the honor. If you can't come in her, come on her. Yeah! Hey, Suanna. Suanna.
She's not listening.
Hey, come up. You need to listen to your nana. Go ahead, baby.
I still kind of, when I'm watching this, I still don't see him as a white guy. When I see it, I'm like, it's just like a country black guy. It's a southern black guy. Because you'll be surprised. Some of these small town, the black guys, they act just like the white hicks. the black hicks and the white hicks, they act exactly the same. It is pretty funny, but I'm not really sold on the white guy stuff. It doesn't really, like at first look, you can like, oh, he's white, but then I don't know. I still see it as like it's just a light skinned black guy. That's what my brain goes to. It's just a light skinned black guy.
Hey, me ma. How you doing, baby? How you doing, baby? Good. All right now.
Is he drinking and driving? See, it's not authentic enough. I think that's a Coca-Cola. He would need an actual fucking like Busch Light. Like some fucking old Milwaukee. Some like really terrible fucking beer. And then it would be more authentic. Because you have to actually drink and drive to be proper white trash. I'm pretty sure that's just a soda.
Hey, you lost, boy? No, that's the race. What race? NASCAR race. You going to NASCAR? Yes, sir. A little bit. You ain't lost, is you? No, I'm good. I'm going to the race, sir. Sure about that? Yes, sir. Find something safe to do, boy.
He seems like a nice guy. I mean, he's just checking on his neighbor, making sure he's not lost. I don't see nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. If liquor don't kill us, pussy must.
Oh yeah. You gotta take the hat off. You gotta respect the country. You gotta respect the flag. Oh, dude. I don't know why. That makes me crack up. Like, oh, gotta get fucking. That's hilarious. Because it's like, I've seen people do that. I've seen white guys do that. That's why it works so well.
Yeah! Woo! Bring on the troops, baby! Oh, that fucker will go. I see. Dan Arthur. Randy Van Devin. Dan Arthur. Oh, South Dakota. Yeah. Proud to be American.
I get people are thinking he's just making fun of how white people love America and love their family, but then they're racist. Like he's just, I don't know. People take shit too seriously. It's just a fucking bit. Pretty funny, but it's hard to sell that he's a white guy because yeah, my brain just doesn't accept that he's white. I don't know if it's because, you know, his face, it's an African face, an African American face. So it's like, it doesn't matter if you're just lighter skinned. I'm just like, oh, it's a light skinned black guy. But it's funny. Good bit. Everybody's pissed off. I don't know why. I don't know why everybody's so mad. All right. I think we're already, what are we at? Almost 3 hours. Jesus Christ. I didn't know I was that far into the show.
The Joe Rogan.
We're going to watch this, but ran out of time. I'll put this on next episode, save it for the next one. But, yeah, Joe actually talks about Peter Thiel. Hey, you guys can go watch it if you want. But yeah, it's I'm sure Joe's going to get shit on a lot more because of that. I guess what some of these people are thinking is like, somebody's going to do this. If I was to give them the benefit of the doubt, like somebody's going to be Peter Thiel. If it's not Peter Thiel, it's somebody else. So at least Peter Thiel is not as bad. I don't know. It sure would be nice to put a stop to the government surveillance, you know, the data tracking and the, you know, just wanting to know every fucking inch of what we do with our lives. You know, they're going to want to know how our shit smells next. It sure would be nice to do away with that. But like I said, I don't think we're fixing anything, guys. They're so much fucking smarter than us. That's the sad reality. They're smarter than us. They have all the money. So yeah, go do like Owen Benjamin, move into the woods, find a nice piece of land, build a fucking house, and step the fuck out of this situation because it's not going to get better. It's only going to get worse.
El Jefe super chatted
you're welcome,
$5. Thanks for the long stream ping.
You're very welcome, sir. You're very welcome. This one was just a lot to talk about. We had 2 long clips. We had the long one with Rampage, which I didn't even get through all of it because he was just repeating himself over and over. And yeah, then we popped on that fucking BJ Penn one, which was not planned, but you guys brought it up, so I was like, let's do it. How's everybody doing? I will gladly let Palantir sift through my Duke. I have nothing to hide as long as I get access to slave bots. I don't think we're going to get slave bots, Polish. I think we're going to be put into little pods. They're going to build us little tiny pods and feed us Hot Pockets and make us play the GTA 6. But at this point, GTA 6 will be old. You know, for the next for like 20 years, you'll only have GTA 6. But they'll give you a lot of weed. They'll give you Hot Pockets, Netflix, and GTA 6. The Hot Pockets might be made out of insects, though. It might not actually be like pepperoni or sausage. It might be actual fucking insects inside the Hot Pockets. But hey, man, plenty of weed that probably going to be shitty weed. It's not even going to be good weed. It's going to be like some sort of synthetic fucking garbage weed. Not even the good weed. And GTA 6 is not going to be as good as you think it's going to be. It's not going to be fucking terrible. Yeah, no, I don't know, man. Definitely the economy's fucked, man. It really is. Like, I don't know how we roll back what's going on right now because it's, I don't think you can. I mean, you can if you had a government that was functional and actually took the measures that were needed to actually stave and fix some of these issues, but we don't have that. That's not going to happen. So they're just going to enrich themselves as everything burns down around them and we burn down. I think that's what's going to end up happening. Unfortunately. I'm very black-pilled. Maybe tomorrow I won't be so black-pilled, but as of right now, I'm black-pilled. It's over, guys. So just, enjoy what you have right now. That's the beautiful part of it. Enjoy what you got going on right now. Whatever fucking makes you happy, enjoy it. Remember, we're all going to die. So enjoy what's happening right now because you will be dead. You will be rotting in the ground for all of eternity. And it will happen really fast, guys. Really fast. You think it's going to take a long time? No. You're going to blink and you're going to be dead. We're all going to be dead. Hopefully I didn't black pill you guys too much. We'll see you tomorrow. There should be a show tomorrow. Problem is, I don't want to just, I want to have stuff to talk about that's interesting. But, maybe tomorrow I'll just come on and black pill everybody and tell everybody how we're all going to die and this country's cooked. There's no fixing it. Maybe we'll just do an episode about that. Appreciate you guys. See you in the next episode. Have a wonderful night. Thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for the thumbs up. You guys rock. Thank you for all the support. Once again, if you want to support, go over to Patreon or click join and become a member. Have a good one, guys. Take care. And don't forget to subscribe, too. Subscribe, jerks. All right? Take care, everybody.
Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified. Here's some other videos to watch that you might like or you might not. Have a great day, my internet friend. I hope I'll see you once again. Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified. Have a great day, my internet friend. I hope I'll see you once again. Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified.